Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live stream, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. Let me switch over to our screen. I am joined, as always, by my excellent friends, although we are at a bit of a skeleton crew tonight. Chris, a few states away from home, playing the noir detective human rogue Mannix.
Hello, Eric.
Heather playing the wickedly silent but deadly half-drow rogue Kaless. And skipping down to Reese playing the undead-hating, animal-loving hill dwarf druid Theron.
It's me.
Yeah. We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. Catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page, as well as read weekly session write-ups at roguewatson.com and watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series Crafting Annihilation on Thursday mornings. If you'd like to support my channel, go to patreon.com/roguewatson. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons Andrew and Brian and Gold patrons RPG Papercrafts. Thank you so much for your support. For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Labs. We knew that Raymond was not going to be here. He is still on his grand European vacation. He will hopefully be back next week. And unfortunately, we just got news that Rochelle is sick tonight. So we are on a skeleton crew. There are four of us.
Yeah.
Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, I did write a recap this time.
Hey,
Nice.
can't do math, but you can write a recap.
Yeah, exactly. With Zendala in tow, the party returned to the Brazen Pegasus. Captain Ortome was impressed by their prowess and offered them the use of her in-progress map of Chult, along with a mission to find and chart the locations of Oralunga and Nangalore, two ruins in the jungle. In exchange, she would offer them the use of her boat and her crew during the rest of their stay. Before they could reach the Bay of Chult, they were accosted by a pirate ship, the Sturge. The party opted to use stealth, Zendala's invisibility, and the water itself to hide from Captain Lascalar and his much stronger, more numerous crew. I also literally just ate, so I'm still, all digesting. The flamboyant pirate took a portion of Ortome's goods and spoke about organized piracy here in Chult, called the Trident, ruled by the three biggest pirate captains. The party escaped unscathed, only to run afoul of another threat, the guardian of the Bay of Chult, Arameg. Arameg was a dragon turtle that demanded tribute of any ship that passed through her territory. Ortome was prepared with chests full of gold and jewels, but came up a bit short on account of Lascalar's visit. Arameg slapped the ship, and several of our crew went tumbling into shark-infested waters. Gillian, George, and Kaless fought off the sharks, while Mannix and Theron paid off their meager gold reserves to Arameg, sending her back into the briny depths. Finally, the Brazen Pegasus arrived at Port Nyanzaru. Zindar, the half-dragon harbor master, greeted them, clearly enjoying a tasty bribe from Ortome. He allowed everyone entry into the city and directed the party to the Thundering Lizard, where they could get their first night's sleep on dry land in a week. That night, despite Mannix's best effort, Zendala crept away, leaving him only a note and half of a paired sending stone telling him to contact her if he finds her father first. And I believe I was going to award Gillian inspiration for coming up with the plan to actually hide under the water during the pirate attack. I thought that was quite clever. I can mark that on hers. And I will give inspiration to Mannix and Theron for emptying your pockets to the dragon turtle.
Some reward for
Yes.
that efforts.
What? I don't get nothing for being gypped with that awesome sleight of hand roll I had to steal from Zendala and got nothing.
You rolled well. Here's inspiration.
And I do plan on actually giving inspiration during the actual sessions. I just haven't done it yet, so you guys get retroactive inspiration. So that's Mannix, Theron. Unfortunately, I was the one keeping track of the last campaign. Now I'm keeping track of this one.
You'll be fine.
It'll be fine. All right. So you guys, we reached level 2 from your week-long adventure getting to Port Nyanzaru. So we can spend some time going over our level 2 new abilities, which I don't think is too much, except for one of you got a whole bunch of goodness. And we'll roll for hit points. So Mannix, let's start with you. Give us your level 2-ness stats.
My level 2 is Cunning action.
Taking rogue.
Your quick thinking. Yep. Yeah, taking a rogue. That's second level rogue. Quick thinking and agility allow you to move and act quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns. This action can only be used to take the dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action. It's the basest of the rogue's ability.
Yeah. Give me a good one, though. I remember Raymond did a lot of good work with that
it's
one.
very useful, but,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like so. I feel like that this skill in particular is very integral to the rogue playstyle.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. Let's roll for hit points then. What does a rogue get for hit points?
D8, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. Where is that at, by the way, on my character sheet?
I don't know if this one has that. We might just have to roll it normal.
Okay, just roll.
Which I think you roll. You roll your.
It has a hit dice.
Where's that at?
So underneath temporary hit points.
I guess
Next
you
to
could do
death
that.
saves.
So when we do,
It
well,
has 2 hit dice.
because you do your hit
Well, let's see
points
what
plus
happens.
your con mod, but I always let you take the average before the con mod.
Okay. Well, can I re-roll that then? I rolled a straight 1.
Embarrassing. Yeah, so when we do our hit points, just roll the straight up whatever your D is.
Just roll a D8. Okay.
Yeah, so just roll a
I'll just
D8.
do it from the roller.
Manix needs all the hit points he can help.
It's still going to be a 5 regardless.
Yep, alright, so you
1
can
and
take
4 are
the,
same thing.
So anybody watching, our house rules are that you can take the average for your hit dice if you roll less than that. Because I don't want to have anybody be too weakly. Nobody wants to get stuck with shitty hit points.
Yep.
So yeah, you get 5 with your excellent plus 0 con.
That's right. Which brings me to a grand total of 13.
Nice.
I'm going to die so quickly.
Nah, I would never.
Repeatedly.
I would never. Kaless. You'd be taking for level 2.
So I argued with myself about it for a few days, and then I argued with our DM about it for a few days.
Debated.
So it was a spirited conversation. So I went ahead and took Rogue 2. So it's very, very similar to Manix. I'm not even going to bother to hit the button to make people read it again.
It's cunning action again.
Go over
It's cunning
action.
action. So, but yes, I really started debating about taking beginning levels of Monk and just kind of going back and forth. But
Is it just a question of like when to pull the trigger, when to move, when to juke, when to jab?
yeah, because there's like,
Yeah.
and even then I'm kind of like double guessing that levels of Monk as well too. So we'll see what happens.
Multiclassing is a big choice in everyone's life.
I've never multi-classed in any of the games we've played. I have never multi-classed, so it's wigged me out. Makes it too damn difficult. So.
Oh, look at that.
It's my con modifier
So it's that plus your con modifier is your...
+3.
Wow. Wow, you have a plus 3
I
con.
literally just doubled my hit points.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to remember the rolls. Kaless is the one who rolled just insanely well for like 2
She
and
is-
garbage for 1.
Yep. She has insanely physical stats. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then not so great on the
I have
mental
a-
stats.
+4 dex, +3 con,
Yeah.
-3 intelligence,
Right.
1 strength, 1 wisdom,
And a fucking
0
mess of
charisma.
hit points.
And now 22 hit points.
All right.
I'll take it.
Theron, what is you doing on level 2?
What am I doing? I want to take the next level in Druid. So I already get to choose my specialization, which will be Circle of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I get to change into a CR level 1 creature at this point.
Very cool.
I think normally it's only up to quarter CR. Or half.
Oh, if you're not Moon? Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be taking the direwolf form, the brown bear form, and the spider form.
Nice.
Yeah, brown bear and direwolf are similar. The spider form can climb ceilings, basically.
Right. That's handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't choose any flying or swimming creatures until later.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. So I can do
That
that,
is.
I think, twice per long rest, up to the number of hours for half my level. So 1 hour right now.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you shift as a bonus action too, don't you?
Oh yeah. Instead of taking a full action, it's just a bonus action to shift.
Nice. Just shifting it.
Yeah. I don't know where my book went to, but they're just so you guys know. When I do change into a beast,
I lose all cognitive function and kill everything around me.
I'll eat you all.
so all my stats are replaced by the beast, except for alignment, personality, and intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So all my physical stats are replaced.
So
Okay.
I
So
thought about.
you still retain your personality and intelligence. It's just your physical body.
Thank God it's not me turning into a beast then.
I thought about making like unique character sheets for each one that would include your like mental on each, but then I was like, wait a minute, he's gonna get like a shit ton of these shapes, and I don't want to fucking go through. If you want to do it, be my guest because I made it edible by you. So
Okay. So when I'm transformed, I get the animal sit dice, and then I just revert back to my regular hit dice when the animal just drops to 0.
Nice.
That gets carried
Big
over.
HP
yeah,
buff.
yeah.
Reese, the chat is making a theme song for you when you're in your spider form.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sung the Spider-Man theme song.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's awesome.
So I can't cast spells. I can't speak.
When you change, are you gonna flavor it like it's like a blink of light and you're changed, or is this gonna be like a violent, like werewolf style, like shifting thing?
Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be violent.
Okay. People
I was
like
about to say,
somebody turns and just
I don't
vomits.
know how
in the scene.
Maddox is going to react to that because
Yeah.
people have never seen anything like this before
No.
in the city streets.
He's a witch. Burn it.
I can just see him like pulling it randomly to at some random moment that's like super important. Just bam, he's just like starts screaming bloody
He's
murder.
like
Especially when his
stretching,
spiders, like these
going for-
legs, just like pop out. Like he's like, oh god, Theron's dead.
The
Yes.
spider ate him. Kill the spider.
Exactly. All right, roll for hit points. What does a druid have?
D8.
Wow.
And Theron's got some goddamn constitution on him, so
He does. He's some serious con. You're a sickly child by comparison.
So it's 5 plus my con
Yep.
is 4 plus hill dwarf is another 1.
So
So
you get-
another 13.
So you get 10?
Or sorry, yep.
10 plus 13, yeah.
Math is not this group's strong suit.
Nope.
So I have 23.
Ah,
3. All right. I suspect the turtle will beat us all when it rolls, but for now, I don't know. All that stuff adding up with the dwarf, it's a lot of HP.
Yeah, I mean, get a minimum in each.
Mm-hmm.
HP is just
and
nice
then-
for everybody, too.
Yeah. Also, the extra spell I'm taking is
Oh, yeah.
create or destroy water.
Create, destroy, under.
You can create or destroy water. 10 gallons of clean water. Nice.
It's actually useful destroying fog clouds.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, wow, yeah, you can make rain in a 30-foot cube.
And also, when I transform, I can spend a spell slot to heal myself 1d8 damage.
Wow.
That's nice, yeah. Just keep healing that tank. I believe you can't cast spells while wild shaped, but you can continue to concentrate on a spell.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if you actually have any concentration spells though.
So if you like cast a concentration spell and then bonus action to wild shape, you'd still have that spell up?
Correct. Yes.
Cool.
Yep. All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't know if we've ever had anybody out while leveling, so I'm not sure how to handle that. But for now, I'm just not going to touch their character sheets. And we'll handle that next time. In fact, I'm tempted to flavor the fact that they're just not with you guys right now. We'll see how that is. We are in the city, so people can, wander off and do shopping and whatnots. So yeah, you guys enjoy a nice long rest. I guess you don't have tokens right now, but thanks to a nice viewer, fan of the show, Gabor, on the comments, explained to me how to make a long rest macro. And basically, once you select your token, a button will appear in the upper left corner, kind of near where the thingies are. And you can just click that button, and it should do all the things that the old sheet did for long resting. So it'll like refill all your things and heal you and all that stuff. But it'll only appear if you click your token. And right now we're not looking at tokens, so can't quite test it out yet. All right. So you all come down into the lobby area of the Thundering Lizard. You are, let's see, how did you do the thing where you move everybody there? Is that double click, shift click?
Do what? Oh, I don't remember. I think it's like...
I don't remember. There was some way you could do to shift everybody's view.
It's either shift double click or control double click on a spot. No, it's a hold. You hold shift and hold the click button.
There we go. Did that do it?
That
okay.
it.
Okay.
Yep,
Shift. Yep. Shift and hold. Okay. Thank you. All right. You all see a notice board with a few notable pieces of information when you come down, and generally the tavern area is in the mornings. There's a decent crowd in there of both locals and people that obviously are not local. The city is definitely a city of merchants, so you've got a lot of people coming and going. On the notice board, first you see an advertisement for hiring a guide. The ad uses some colorful language along the lines of, avoid becoming dinosaur food and hire an official jungle guide out of Port Nyanzaru. Merchant Prince Jobal's guides are guaranteed to get you where you need to go with only minimal danger and minimal cost. Hire only the best. Hire Jobals. At the bottom...
Sorry.
You can always depend on Jobals.
Joe balls are the best.
At the bottom is a note to contact the innkeeper of the Thundering Lizard to set up a meeting. If you want to meet with any of the guides, a booklet is available with each page devoted to a guide.
I take the booklet.
Okay.
Yeah, are there multiple booklets or just the one?
It's like there's like it's like
Wait,
pamphlets, brochures. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take a pamphlet too.
Okay. They have the following notes in there for guides. Now, if I do show to players, does that automatically show it to you, or do I have to add it to... I'm having to ask you the Roll20 questions. That's how long it's fucking been.
Show to players.
Puts it in the journal?
Pops it up on our screen.
Okay. So
If
you
you
guys...
want to...
Oh, okay. It pops up and says show to everyone. I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do it without showing it to us, you have to go into, you have to edit it and say who can view and
Gotcha.
change the names there.
Okay, I was seeing if that was a shortcut. Alright, so you guys can see Azaka right now?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the first one you see is for a woman named Azaka Stormfang. And her brief blurb reads, if you need a guide to get you through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold coins per day and require 30-day payment up front. For those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to places no one else has found. This quest will take us to Firefinger. The evil terra folk that roost atop Firefinger stole a wooden mask from me, and I want it back. It is a Zaka Stormfang. What?
Yeah. So, Wakanda forever.
That's right. Get all my Chultan accents from Wakanda.
Yeah.
So she needs 150 gold up front, huh?
Yes,
God
but
damn.
she does
Unless,
mention
or
that.
we do a quest.
Yep. Or the quest, you will waive her fee. Yeah.
I wonder which one we'd lean towards.
Yep. All right. The other one
Giant turtle. You'll get your money.
is for Iku. While the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Chult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world. I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are many ruins and ancient temples that must be reclaimed, so that the spirits of nature can return to their sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to blind you with promises of gold, but will only guide your throats to their blades. My rates are standard, 5 gold pieces a day with a 30-day payment up front. A small portion goes to pay off the merchant prince Jobal. The rest I give to charity. That is Iku.
That voice is too easy for him. We can't do that one.
Yeah, I am about to go through a string of voices, yes. The next entry you see is for 2 people, Farrell and Gondolo.
That dude looks like he could barely make it around the city.
Why pay for one guide when you can have
Waddle.
2 for the same price? We have the smarts, the goods, and our own Triceratops. Treasure abounds! When we're done leading you to all the ancient sites and sacred places that we know of, you'll be swimming in gold and magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Don't be fooled. When we return to Port Nyanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes enough to last a lifetime. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day with a 30-day payment up front, but we're glad to reduce our rate for equal shares of any treasures found.
I demand to know what the old man's voice sounds like.
Another guide you see, and Theron, your heart quickens when you see this entry. Hugh Hackenstone. I stood atop every mountain in Chult. I know every gorge and crevice, every plateau and trail. Me memory's an iron trap. I forget nothing. Trust the dwarf, I always say, 'cause a dwarf will never steer you wrong. Fearless I am. There'll be no dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want a guy who runs away at the first sign of danger? No! You want a dwarf, and I'm the toughest dwarf around. Red dragon bit off me arm, and yet here I stand. Takes more than a dragon to stop Hugh Hackenstone. I charge 5 gold coins a day and expect a 30-day payment up front. Best coin you'll ever spend, I promise you. That is Hugh Hackenstone. Theron, you had no idea. You had no idea that he was. You don't know what his status was or anything in the city. So apparently he's been working as a guide. Another entry you see is for a pale dwarf called Musharib. The jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 gold pieces a day. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Rakhamar, my clan's ancestral forge. A volcanic eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. The fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, then hear my plea and join me in returning Rakhamar to its rightful owners. I will waive my fee for your promise of assistance. Theron, you've only heard tales of albino dwarves. You've never actually even seen one.
I don't care for it.
That's probably the response, yes.
Imagine.
How do I know Hugh Hackenstone?
So your personal quest was your best friend. It was Hugh.
Oh, he was the friend.
He was the friend. Yes, he was your best friend growing up, and then 2 years ago he left on his expedition to Chult. Wanted you to come with him, but you declined. And then he's basically the reason that you were in Chult.
And then he cursed idol.
He gave you a cursed
I don't
idol.
remember correctly.
Stupid idol. It gives me nightmares every night.
But it makes me think of you. The next entry is for River Mist and Flask of Wine. Beware Jobal and his no-good flunkies. That merchant prince is as trustworthy as a sack of snakes, as of most of his guides. If you choose us, we will never lead you astray. River and Flask are up to the task. That's our motto. Jolt is our playground. We're fast, reliable, and know what we are doing. 5 gold pieces per day and a 30-day advance is what Jobal's flunkies demand. We're happy to serve as guides for only 4 gold pieces a day, with no payment up front. Even better, we'll waive the fee entirely for equal shares of whatever treasures we help find. This one is kind of like inserted into the pamphlet, like it doesn't seem like an official one, and just judging by it, it sounds like they don't even really work for Jobal.
I like these guys.
And then the final one that you see, and these are being all added to your, well, they should be added somewhere. It's under Port Nyanzaru guides for me. But you should have all these, hopefully somewhere. I can move them to your journal if that's easier. Is for Salida.
Let's see.
I've led,
yeah, chapter 1. Okay.
yeah, chapter 1 handouts. I have led many expeditions through the wilds of Chult. I know secret trails that appear on no map. Hire others at your own peril. Azaka and Iku have led expeditions into the jungle that have never returned. Ferul and Gondolo are charlatans, plain and simple. Old Hugh suffers from mad monkey fever, I'm sure of it. Musharib is an albino dwarf, and they're not to be trusted. And I hear that River Mist and Flask of Wine owe money to the Zentarum. 5 gold pieces per day is a cheap price to pay for your lives. Spend your gold wisely. And that is all of the guides from the guidebook.
Okay. I am distrustful of all of them.
That isn't going along with your quirk, yes.
Yep. But if we are out in the city today, I will every once in a while use my ear to the ground, a background ability.
A contact in any city you visit. Or connection.
Yeah. And when I'm specifically looking for that last bit, a person who provides information about the people and places of the local area.
Okay.
I don't know who that contact might be, but what I'm looking for is which of these guides is locally known to be trustworthy or competent, or just general rumors about them in the city.
Okay. Okay, you can do that. If you want, you can go ahead and tell the innkeeper that you want to meet with any of them or all of them or anything like that. This obviously is not going to be an instant thing. It's going to come later because they have to, find the people and contact them. This is just to kind of give you the heads up about who you can be looking at.
I mean, yeah,
or none of them. I mean, it's.
I would talk to any of them. I'd like to interview or whatever, interrogate any of them.
I mean,
if we're gonna put our hands in their lives, we might as well,
find Hugh.
Yeah.
All right.
And Theron will also want to talk to the other dwarf if Hugh's not satisfactory.
Okay.
Knowing that dwarf's more trustworthy than anyone else.
Even an albino dwarf.
Even an albino dwarf.
As unsettling as that is, it's better than anything else.
Okay. Yeah, so you can go to the innkeeper. She is a stocky, just like well-built woman. She's got, although she kind of hides it behind like a big thick pair of glasses. But yeah, she notices you've got the pamphlet and agrees that she can contact, or, get their information and contact these guides, see if any of them are even in the city. She's not quite on the up and up with these ones here, but given that these are the ones in the guidebook, she says that they should be in the city, but if there's been any change or whatever, she will let you know, and probably get them here either tonight or early the next morning, and it is obviously morning of this day right here, so it will take some time to contact them.
Right.
Another flyer that you see on the notice board advertises the city's next upcoming dinosaur race, which takes place in 2 days. During the race, the streets are cleared out as the race actually runs through the entire city. It kind of turns into like a giant literal street race. The ad encourages any would-be racers to register with Merchant Prince Ethan, who will be at Golden Throne the morning of the race. And a handwritten note is attached to the bottom of the ad, which states the Thundering Lizard is pleased to take your bets for the upcoming race. Signed, management.
Theron would like to attend that race.
Yes. Attendance is free. If you actually want to register, you will have to meet with Ethan. And obviously you can ask around about the racings.
Max is very familiar with horse and dog racing. And he approves of gambling on these things.
Approves of gambling.
So he thinks this might be a way to make some money.
Finally, you see several notes and flyers describing the various temples around the city, including the beautiful Temple of Sune, with its seemingly floating roof, and the Temple of Savras, which is proudly described as one of the oldest, grandest buildings in the city. The note, for Savras reads, "Inquiring about affairs of business or affairs of the heart, looking for missing persons or heirlooms, Savras the All-Seeing can assist you. Walk-ins welcome, donations encouraged." And I have obviously put Temple of Savras on your map, so you know where that is. And I've got a picture of the city I can show you guys when you step outside, assuming you're stepping outside.
Yeah. Why not?
Welcome to Port Nyanzaru.
Oh boy. It's a busy city street.
Yep. Yeah, so the city is definitely alive with color and music, and one of the most startling things you see is that there are just fucking dinosaurs everywhere, just in the city streets. They are used as pack animals, they are used as mounts. The big dangerous ones are obviously well controlled and muzzled, but yeah, there's a lot going on.
Wow.
Is there a dino Uber?
Not a dino Uber, no. You guys are, so yeah, the flyer pointed you kind of to the Temple of Savras in terms of asking about anything. You guys can also literally just spend time, as you were saying, Mannix, to, if you want to just ask people around, or ask around about whatever you guys are looking for, or if you want information, or you can literally just ask them about, like, what's going on, what are some rumors, like, what's new in Chol, like, basically just, you know, canvassing the city and chatting with people, socializing, basically.
Right.
You can
I
also...
definitely like to do quite a bit of that.
Okay. You can also do shopping for basically anything in the player's handbook at the Grand Souk up here with all these tents. It's just a massive, just bazaar, like a marketplace.
I am absolutely broke right now. And I'm wondering even how I'm going to pay for the next night's stay, because I had Zendala pay for it this time.
That's true.
And she's gone.
I'm gonna try to observe some of those dinosaurs. I'm just gonna wander off and start trying to talk to the animals.
Get real close to those animals.
Talk to the animals. Okay. Let's go to my dinosaur section. So you want to try to do the actual like animal handling, like come up to them, or do you just want to like try to stand there and watch a dinosaur for a while? Because just so chat's aware, we've got a system where our druid starts with 3 starter shapes, and then he can gain beast shapes throughout his career. And I pulled these from the Unearthed Arcana. There are 2 methods that you can use, which I did add these into our house rules so we can look them up. But one method is that actually go to it.
Where is that? I don't.
It is about halfway down. After examining a creature is gaining new beast shapes.
Is that in the back of the book?
It's not in a book, no.
Are you talking about the house rules?
Yeah, it's in the house rules.
Okay.
So you can either spend an hour observing a beast from a vantage point of no more than 150 feet away, and then you make a nature check with the DC equal to 10 plus the beast's CR rating. So you don't have to be very close at all, 150 feet, but you'd have to spend an hour. and it's a nature check. The other way is a direct interaction with a non-hostile beast for at least 10 minutes. You have to remain within at least 15 feet, and then you can make an animal handling check with a DC equal to 10 plus the beast's CR rating. Either of those will successfully get you a new wild shape. Assuming, well, you'll get that shape regardless if you can actually transform into it or not. I'll say that. Like, you can totally do that on any beast, but obviously you won't be able to shift unless it's a CR level of which you can shift to at that level.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try the animal handling way.
Okay. Do I have a dinosaur thing? I don't have a dinosaur section. I should have a dinosaur section.
Fail.
I know.
Yeah, the dinosaurs.
Alright, let's say, you come up and see... I need dinosaurs by... Can I search dinosaur? Would that actually do it?
We don't know.
No, it wouldn't.
Do some heavy petting.
Beast won't do it. Yeah.
The heaviest.
While I'm looking this information up, what do the rest of you want to do?
I am straight up like canvassing the city, like just talking to people. I guess I am headed towards that Temple of Savras, but I'm just sort of chatting with folks in the streets while I'm headed there. About any number of things, like the name Artis Cimber, the names of out of our quests. I don't know what names are in our quests that I need to ask about.
Check the quests.
Check the quests. About the guides, I'll have that guide pamphlet with me and just sort of like show that to people, just see what their reactions are to the different guides listed there, see if they know them.
Okay.
What is known about? Yeah, how does his face look to you? Does this look like a trustworthy face?
Okay, pick one of those you want to do first, because basically what I'm going to do is every single one of these things you want to ask is going to be like an hour of asking around.
Okay.
So it's going to limit like how many you can do at a time, essentially. So pick either one person, place, or topic.
Let's start with the guides. Let's start with the guidebook.
Okay.
I'm just sort of asking around about these, whatever, 6, 7, however many guides there were.
Yeah. Roll.
Like which ones are considered in the city proper? Which ones are considered trustworthy or competent, or people have heard bad stories about them? You know, things like that.
Yeah. Roll a insight check, please, as you are basically talking to different people and trying to figure out, comparing notes between what people are saying and trying to get a truth, like a verifiable truth out of enough people, like a cross section. I'm not trying to take just one person's word for everything.
That's not great.
You rolled a 4.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're getting a lot of conflicting reports about the different guides. Everybody seems to have at least one good story about somebody, and everybody has a bad story about somebody else. Nobody really has a good story about Farrell and Gondolo. People kind of like laugh and snicker when you bring them up.
Those are the one that looks like a little waddling dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the younger guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so my general sense then is that those two are considered incompetent.
That's what you're getting the feeling of. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You're not sure how experienced they actually are.
Okay. That's fine. I can actually gauge them for myself when we meet.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right, Theron, you come up to what you think is a dinosaur that's kind of like lumbering. And it's kind of like pulling like crates and barrels, and nobody's really paying attention to it at the moment. So you come over and, well, explain to me what you do.
What kind of dinosaur is it? Is it like on all fours?
Yes, yeah, it is a 4 dinosaur, and you don't know. You can roll a check to try to see what it is, but let's see. Right. Beast is a nature check to identify what the hell this is. All right, you're pretty sure this is a giant lizard, in fact. Consider just a giant lizard.
DM.
Yep, he's got this little tongue going out.
You're a mighty fine lizard.
That is the closest beast to you.
I've seen lizards before.
Not this big, though. This is the size of like a horse.
Okay.
All right, so you can roll your animal handling check if you would like to do whatever you do to that lizard.
My lord, you're a big lizard.
Nice haunches on there.
No.
Hey, but you know what? It was 10 plus the CR rating, and its CR rating is below 1. So I rounded up to a 1. So 11 is what you need to roll.
Oh my goodness.
So you place your hands on the creature, and you can explain how you do, but
Yeah, I'll just go up to it slowly, do like a little lizard horse whispering thing. Gently stroke its supple scales. Do not be afraid. I am here to take your form.
Oh god.
I'm your mother now.
Yeah, and I'll, give it some, I don't know, lizard food.
Yep, you find some bugs in your pocket, I'm sure, or something.
Okay, try to be friendly towards it.
All right, and you gain a new beast shape already.
All right.
Which, setting this up between streams is easy. Setting it up during a stream, less so, but I will be adept at this.
It's all right. I'm sure the next stream will be fine. Horse lizard. I'll call you Horsey.
Kales, what are you doing while Mannix is asking questions and Theron is fondling a lizard?
I eyeball Theron as he fondles the lizard, but follow at a respectable distance behind Mannix. But while he's talking to just anybody who's walking around, I'm trying to keep an eye out for the more shady types, the ones in the shadows that are looking like the pickpockets, the thieves, the other potential assassin type individuals.
Okay.
Trying to see if there's like communication going on via like the thieves' cant and that method of communication. To see if I can't like pass messages that way. To see if I can't get maybe the underbelly's take on our guide options. Because if anyone's going to know a bad guy from a bad guy, it's a bad guy.
Yeah. Instead of rolling insight, roll sleight of hand. As you try to communicate, because the city definitely has some ne'er-do-wells in there that you can pick out.
A little stealth instead.
I mean, if you want to hide from somebody.
16, not bad.
Okay, so what were you trying to suss out?
Trying to get like the underbelly's take on our guide options. And I know with thieves can't, it takes like forever to like pass messages because it's a longer way of doing it, but it's kind of like a more protected dialogue.
Okay. From you see somebody, like you pass somebody and you kind of look at them and they look at you all sideways and you see them like again once or twice. You're both kind of eyeballing each other and they're dressed kind of in like the leathers and very hood and all that. And you manage to pass a few hand signals, and at first they're kind of wary, but then they pass it back to you. And using this kind of complicated sign language, you kind of ask just kind of a general question about the guides of Port Nyanzaru and essentially which ones would like rob you and leave you for dead and that kind of thing. And the guide basically passes back that they mentioned that Iku is just kind of a goody two-shoes. Wouldn't really work with anybody that was less than just completely lawfully good, essentially. And that
she was the Druid lady, right? Or the lady we were talking about. Oh yeah, okay.
and that River Mist and Flask of Wine and Salida both seem to be more of the opposite persuasion. They would be more amenable to working with people that were less than scrupulous.
I pass the sign back, like, people like you and me.
Yes. A bit of an understanding there. Okay, so you guys spent about an hour doing your little activities, and I guess we'll say that maybe Gillian and George are just kind of out shopping, doing their things at the same time as you guys kind of split up. You guys can make your way over to the Temple of Savras.
Well, they are like the lawful versions of all of us, right? They're supposed to be like our moral compass or something.
If you're relying on a Raymond character to be your moral compass, you're gonna be in bad shape, I think.
It's gonna be a roll of the dice.
It's like having Bender be your moral compass.
No, seriously though, aren't both of their alignments like lawful good?
Hers is.
I don't know about.
I'm not. Yeah, I'd have to actually check on what his is.
I thought Raymond was the other lawful good. Like we had two lawful
Raymond-
good.
He is
Good,
lawful
but
good.
I
I'll
know
be
that.
damn. He is lawful good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
like, they are. They're apparently supposed to be our moral compass.
I suppose so.
This is gonna go swimmingly.
You all walk.
Raymond's will right up until the night.
Until he's stripping down halflings and leaving them in bathrooms again.
Right. Until he decides to do something insane.
They don't have to drop your alignment. Alright, so yeah, you guys spend an hour just kind of talking around. Theron's got a new lizard shape. And you guys ask about the guides. And you kind of make your way. I can actually, because you got a token on here. We'll say you've been kind of making your way maybe this area. You guys want to do any shopping at all? The bazaar seems absolutely
money.
just full of life. I want to keep reminding you of that
Still
fact. Still broke. Manix, you look at all the fine wares like longingly. Tap at your empty pockets.
Every few minutes, I stick my hands in my pockets and get depressed.
Do I find that I'm still getting like long looks or like distrustful looks or anything like that?
Depends on how what are you doing while you're walking around? Are you just strutting your stuff, or are you kind of like sticking to the shadows and trying to be as nondescript as possible?
Well, my character has basic resting bitch face. So I mean,
Are you thrusting that in people's faces?
Hey,
no, I'm not getting like right up in your grill. Like she would stay more towards the shadow because that's what she knows.
I mean, it's a pretty busy city. It's morning time right now. Just everybody's around doing stuff. So as long as you're being pretty inconspicuous, then I don't think anybody would notice you all too terribly much. At least you three are the more normal ones. Gillian and George may have some raised eyebrows. Although you notice like a turtle or two in this city, like for sure. Like they are not. They're kind of like Dragonborn in other places. Like they're not very common, but they are there. You guys probably never saw a turtle except for George, like in your entire lives.
Right.
And now that you come here, you're like, oh, okay. There's like an occasional
I've also
turtle
never
around
seen a
here.
dinosaur before. There's a whole bunch of things I've never seen before here, and I
Yep.
hate them all.
So I should have never left the office.
Yep.
It's a terrible idea. All right, you all pass by kind of the dock area as you head over to the Temple of Savras temple area, and it's pretty easy to reach this Temple of Savras. This is a huge hill right here, the Merchant's Ward, and it's just giant walls, and the houses and buildings get a little nicer up here as you travel to the west. And again, this map is on its side, so this top part is the western part of the city. Much of the actual mercantile part of Merchant's Ward lies beneath the covered tents of the Grand Souk. The northwestern section by the hill is primarily middle and upper class residential. As you pass by a large alleyway by the dry dock, you hear sounds of kind of yelling and like a honking sound, like a.
Calissa immediately goes into the shadows. Like, nope. Like, I find a place to hide.
You hear what like sounds like sounds of a struggle, basically, along with that weird like crooning, like honking sound.
All very like lightly palm my hand, or I don't have a hand crossbow yet because I'm broke.
How many times can we make Manic? Can we remind Manic that he's so poor? I'm just gonna have a merchant just show up like, here you go, free level up if you've got 2 gold. Like, sorry.
Yeah, I like to immediately just stealth down the alley.
Okay, roll a stealth check, please. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just I've got my hand on my crossbow, just because sort of lightly resting there, and I'll just sort of turn down the alley. Keeping my eyes open, looking around, hyper vigilant.
I'll just follow along. I'm not too concerned.
Okay.
I got a lizard shape. You can do.
I got a lizard. Okay, you guys are kind of near a building right now, having gone just slightly off the path to kind of go towards the sound, very cautiously. And Kales, you kind of stick to the shadows, which means you're able to essentially peer around a little better without anybody being the wiser. And you see several just burly men and women surrounding a huddled man on the ground. 2 of them are currently kicking him as he kind of cries out, while a third looks on. And then right nearby is a large reptilian beast struggling against a pole and a rope, like a dog catcher thing, around its neck, being held by a 4th person. So there's 4 people, and then a 5th person on the ground crying out, and then what looks like a dinosaur, it's got the 2 big legs, and looks like it's standing up on its hind legs, and it's kind of very much breeding, trying to pull away, while this other one's trying to basically keep in place.
Can I hear anything that they're saying?
You can roll a perception check.
Stealth check?
Yeah, stealth is giving you this information.
No, can I roll a stealth check? 'Cause I can't hear.
That honking sound is just too loud.
I'd like to just roll stealth for everything.
The rest of you can also hear, though.
Oh, we can.
Am I in view yet?
You would have to roll a. Well, you could peek around the corner. Yeah.
I'm listening
Yeah.
as I turn the corner.
Lucky you. All
Yep.
I think is,
Mannix, you hear. So how do you do? I'm gonna test that private thing if I can, just to test it.
oh god, it's gonna
If it
blow
doesn't
up my
jack anything up.
computer.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You hear one of them say, "You lost your last race, Dango. No one cheats a merchant prince." As they're beating this.
I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Break time.
It sounded like he was behind a door or something.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you can hear me down.
Eric.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna actually call out to them and just sort of ask, just say down the alleyway and say, "How are you folks doing today?"
Okay. You.
Celeste will very largely roll her eyes and be like, "God damn it!
Yeah, you're all hitting in the shadows very nicely. He kind of walks out.
Can't keep this guy alive to save his life."
I'll walk out with him.
Okay. Just right behind him, next to him.
Next to him.
I'm gonna try to slink around. I don't want to be seen by that group.
You are still stealth, so at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of trying to move towards a possible more flanking position.
Okay. With the same stealth roll, I'll let you basically move laterally. You can't really move any closer, but you can kind of move around to basically like the other where the other building is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mannix, as you call out, the one of them turns around and he's actually got a spear in his hand, but he doesn't have it like readied or anything. And the others all have weapons on them, but they don't have their weapons out. They are just kind of kicking this guy. And the one with the spear kind of turns around, just kind of looks at you disdainfully, and says, "Piss off!"
I think that gentleman and the animals had enough.
Oh, you think that, do you? This one cheated Merchant Prince Ethan. He has no money,
Oh, man.
so we'll beat it out of him and take back the dinosaur.
Well, I don't think hitting him anymore is going to make that gold appear any faster.
Kick him till more gold comes out.
I think this is how it works.
Mannix is going to address the man on the ground. Say, you sir, what's your name?
He's just kind of shivering, like, Dango! one of the goons just like turns around and just fucking kicks him in the ribs. Ah!
Say,
Hey, you know, friend of yours, Dango?
I never met this man before in my life. Dingo, you said it was. What do you say? These men right? You a cheat?
No, sir. No, sir. I just thought I'd be able to pay the prince back. Don't quite have the funding on me. I thought I would be able to do a little better in the race. It was gonna pay him with the winnings. See?
I would like to roll an insight check on this gentleman.
Yep. He seems pretty distressed, and judging by his appearance and his mannerisms, you get the feeling that this guy is maybe not necessarily a cheat, but a bit of a loser. Kind of maybe used to having to owe people money, not necessarily because he's an evil person, but just kind of, dopey kind of a thing.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
So, the money you did have, you're going to gamble it away.
No, I'd give it to Prince Ethan immediately.
You're not too smart, are you?
No, sir. That's right, he's not. And if you don't piss off, then you're not much better.
Well, see, gentlemen, where I come from, and it's not here, I grant you that. Where I come from, you don't beat the shit out of a guy for being a dumbass.
When I hear that, can I try to slink forward and get in a better flanking position? Because this is not going to end well.
Roll another stealth check.
One better than 14. Yeah!
Whoa! You are fucking invisible.
Don't see me.
All right, you are able to
I
crawl.
am walking death.
You stealthily crawl up some crates that are stacked on the side of the alley, giving you a vantage point. Basically to the side of them. In fact, I will go ahead and shift you to the map. Oh yeah, I've got a map.
Are our missing players here with us right now?
They are not with you right now.
Okay.
This is probably not going to end well.
Fun fact: if you
Which
watch
I never.
Crafting Annihilation, I built this map during our Crafting Annihilation session this week.
Nice.
We're not allowed to watch that.
No, I'm talking to the chat at that point.
So, how much money do you owe?
One of the goons just speaks up and he says, "It was just 40 gold pieces."
Alright.
That's about my reaction.
Well, bye.
That's quite the debt.
That's right. We're gonna repossess The dinosaur here, she purchased off Ethan, has been racing for the last few weeks, losing. Owed Ethan the money, hasn't paid up. You can see the problem.
Is there
Um,
check out the dinosaur to see, like if it's a good racing dinosaur or not?
It looks like it is built for racing. It's got like racing stripes painted on it. Maybe like flames down by the tail. And it is like it's like has swirling colors of pink and yellow, like all over it. But yeah, it looks like what you would imagine to be a racing dinosaur to be.
So does it look like it's fast?
Yeah.
Or is it just painted like a racing dinosaur?
So have a racing stripe on it.
Yeah, it does have a racing stripe on it. It is decently fast. It's
Okay.
and it looks like it is. You look, it's the kind of dinosaur that needs to be able to run in order to stay alive because it is not a predator.
So let me get this straight. He was going to enter the dinosaur into the race.
He has been racing with this dinosaur.
Okay.
And
He
losing.
has been racing, and unfortunately, he has not been able to win and get the money that he needed to pay.
Take Mannix to the side and
1 second, please.
yeah,
Oh, please.
ask what he thinks about if we enter the dinosaur into the race. Try to get the money that way.
I can hear them saying these things, right? Like they just can't see me.
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna glance at the dinosaur and say, I think it's a good idea. I also think it means buying this man's debt. Do you want to be indebted to Prince whatever the fuck his name is?
Ethan!
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, that's true. You guys are doing your own thing.
So
the guy with the spear.
Which one looks like he's in the boss?
The one chatting, he's got his spear out, and he's got it like this, and it's a pretty cool looking spear. It's like the wooden shaft, and then it's like this like black, like obsidian spear tip on the end. They all actually carry one of those, but the other guys are just kind of have, they've been kicking this guy, and the other one is he's got his hands full with the dinosaur.
Okay.
So it's this guy right here, and he is impatiently now glaring in your direction, Mannix and
Can
Theron.
I sneak closer to him?
It would require another stealth check if you want to move again, but yes.
Okay.
None of them are actively looking in your direction, so god damn. The world is your shadow.
We've forgotten Celeste's there.
Yeah,
we
she's-
know
she's just gone. As soon as this happened, she just disappeared.
But I can hear y'all talking about wanting to enter the dinosaur. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
god damn it.
Darren's gonna say, "Well, normally I would say, if it wasn't for the fact that our party split, I just would have killed these 4 guys and been
I
done with
wanted
it."
to move here.
Right. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
so,
we're a little underarmed here, aren't we?
so at that point, I'd like to step out of the shadows just right next to this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I look at him and go, the debt was 40, right?
You're gonna break stealth and just talk to him, basically?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to scare the shit out of him because I just show up right next to him.
Yes, that does. You kind of do like a graceful leap downward from the thing, like a superhero landing, and just like vault upwards.
Superhero landing!
Yeah. And he's taken aback and takes a step backwards and just like, what the hell?
I just look at him again and just say 40.
He gets his spear and points at it, and he's like, "That's right, 40 gold." now he's starting to look like on high alert, nervous, and the others he starts like,
Put that down, children, before you hurt yourself.
What was the
then-
name of the guy on the ground again?
"Dingo."
Dingo.
I'm going to look at this guy and I'm just going to throw him a little satchel because I have 40 gold. And I tell him, debt is paid.
What?
Get out of here.
Where'd you get 40 gold?
Where did you get 40 gold?
I started the campaign when we rolled for money with a shit ton of money, and I did the math and did all my subtracting. I have 79 gold and 10 silver pieces currently. I did the math. I looked it up. I was like, okay, this costs this costs this.
Wow.
I throw the pouch right at his face and say, debt is paid, now leave.
God damn, the DM did not expect that. All right.
check our bank accounts next time.
I gotta check your bank accounts. Yeah, I thought I had priced that way out. All right, you throw the purse of money at him, almost like an attack, and he's just like catches it, like almost drops his spear. He's like, "Oh, Tango, do you know these people?" He starts like looking through. The other one's
It
like,
matters not who we are. Leave.
I don't know. You think we should still take the dinosaur? These guys start like talking amongst themselves now. Like, we got the money.
I wouldn't take the dinosaur.
My friend, you didn't even see me coming. Try to take the dinosaur and find out what I can really do.
Roll a. Would definitely be intimidation, but. You can use. This is something I discovered. There's a variant rule in the player's handbook. You can actually use like intimidation, not with charisma, but with whatever. I guess whatever your like physical stat would be, because I assume you're.
Dex.
Yeah. Well, what are you saying? Are you just saying that to him, or are you like flexing?
Yeah, I am literally looking at him with like that murder stare that I can do whenever I kill somebody.
Okay.
Like that dead eye. Your death would not bother me, and I will sleep well at night tonight type of a thing.
Yeah.
And just tell him straight out, you didn't even see me next to you the whole time. Imagine what I could do if I tried, if you take the dinosaur.
And Max is going to chime in too and say, we bought his debt, gentlemen. Any trouble with him or his beast is ours now.
That's right. It will be. Dango, I guess this is your lucky day. One of them kind of like spits in his direction, and then they kind of look at you all and glare, and then finally one of them says like, "All right, let it go." And it finally, the fourth one drops or releases the clutch on the rope and brings over, and the dinosaur immediately starts shaking around like that, and they scuttle out of there.
God, that was expensive.
Yeah, that bought you a combat-free encounter.
We were down 2 people, otherwise I wouldn't.
Once again, Max pulls his pocket sounds. Just depressed. 40 gold? He's just going to like raise his eyebrows and collapse. 40 gold? Seriously?
You didn't ask.
He's got literally nothing.
I'll toss him a little silver piece. Pink.
You can eat today now.
That's right.
The man on the floor shakily stands up. Oh, hi, guardian angels.
I'm gonna say
he crawls over to Kaless on his hands and knees. He's like, oh, thank you so much.
Don't touch me.
Oh, he just kind of cowers back. Oh God, don't hurt me. He like clutches his sides when he stretches. Oh.
She will turn back. Mannix, deal with this.
We didn't save you, friend. We bought your debt.
Oh
You know what
God,
that means?
I ain't no slave. I ain't no slave.
Don't worry, we ain't gonna do nothing like that.
We are.
You've been racing this animal yourself?
That's right. I'm all right. I mean, Banana Candy here. She does most of the work.
I'm gonna glance back at Theron and say, like, I don't know nothing about racing animals, but I assume having a competent driver factors into it at least a little bit.
I'd agree with that.
You guys would probably know that racing involves animal handling, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look back at Theron and be like, want to race?
I've ridden a beast or two in my time.
Well, Mr. Dango,
Theron also has
the way I
another.
see it,
Theron has another distinct advantage when it comes to beasts as well.
Yeah.
I guess that's true, yeah. It doesn't even necessarily have to be this beast.
I was thinking we could
We could run a
race right there.
scam.
What?
If you turn into a dinosaur, we have 2 dinosaurs in the race. We could bet it all on one, and we could rig the race.
Now, what's the bet
yes.
when you do first and second and third?
Right? Yeah,
Place.
exactly. So,
Bet to place.
Yeah,
yeah.
do that.
I like this plan.
You wouldn't be the only 2 in the race, you know that, though.
It's like a boxing match, right? Be on both the boxes.
Oh, kid.
We're so doing this plan.
One of the dinosaurs just try to take out the other ones.
Right? Well, one of them actually run the race, and the other one could just be an aggressive asshole that knocks the rest of them off the track.
You go.
Oh, I like it. This is what happens when our moral compass isn't here.
That's yeah.
Coming up with scams.
I do want to race either way.
Oh, I like it. I bought the dinosaur. I should get to race it. I only have +1 in animal handling, but you know what could go wrong?
I'm gonna look at Dango and I'm gonna say, Dango, does 40 gold seem like a fair price for your animal?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well,
I guess that's
then I
fair.
think our business here is done.
Oh,
Go live your life, my little friend.
thank you so much. Thank you all very, very. And he just like turns around and starts like running, and then just like cries out when he like pulls something. Ah! The dinosaur.
So 1 second.
It
Were we
just
supposed to have long rest?
turned. Yes, yeah, you long
Yes.
rested for sure.
How do you do that?
Okay, so click on your token, and there should be
Alright.
in the upper left corner. Yeah.
Got it.
Gabor's long
Gabor's
rest.
long rest?
Yep. Thank you, Gabor, from
Oh,
fan of the show.
okay.
Yeah, I named it. I named the macro. You'd be immortalized.
It's the spell now.
Yep.
Gabor's long rest.
That's right.
It's like the first season when I stole the magic missile macro.
Right.
Yes. I also have one
Like,
more.
was fantasy sounding and not like, I don't know, something terrible.
I have one. I don't know what much we'll have to use this because you all can just see your health bars, but maybe when the health bars start getting crazy, it'll be useful. But there's another macro, which I can do to just tell what everybody's hit points are at once.
That is kind of handy.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So this dinosaur is kind of like just making noises and scratching its neck, and it just turns around and drops like a huge dump in the middle of the alleyway.
I
So
don't know
he's
lots
like-
here.
Is the rope still around its neck, or some kind of like harness that we can walk with it? With?
Yeah, it's got like a harness set up for sure. The one of the goons who had the rope inside, he took that with him. It was like a device he had for wrangling dinosaurs, but.
So it's got like a halter or something.
Yes, it's got all the racing stuff on it. It's got like reins and a little like saddle basically, and all that gear.
I will slowly approach the dinosaur and hope for the best.
Yeah, the dinosaur it was just it seems a little stressed because of the situation it was just in, but it also seems like it is not a wild dinosaur. It is, used to being in the city, used to these kind of surroundings and all that.
Okay.
I'm going to actually cast Animal Friendship on it.
Okay.
Animal friendship.
Rainbows. They're an attempt to smile. Roll for smiling.
Oh my God,
Convince-
It's just a different type of scowl.
Yeah.
I can just see Rochelle and Raymond's faces next weekend when they come back, and they're like, "How the hell did y'all get a dinosaur?"
Yep. As we got a dinosaur.
The beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration.
Oh, I was just doing it to let him know that it didn't mean harm. I didn't want to actually. I was trying to read it quickly, but.
Let's see, what is it? So lets you convince a beast you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. If it's 4 or higher, it's probably not a beast. The beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. I mean, I don't think It's not like the friend spell where they get pissed after the charm. It's just that they're...
Yeah,
And it's not even concentration, so for 24 hours, if it fails to save, it is enamored with you. Let's see. It has a wisdom of 10, so...
Hey, that could work on race day, especially if you turn into one similar. They'll just race right after you.
What is your DC?
14.
Hadrosaurus seems fairly wise.
It is.
So, yeah, you cast the spell, and it kind of like looks at you curiously and like scratches its face.
I'm gonna just kind of like reach a hand out and grab the halter.
Okay, roll a animal handling check, please.
It's not. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, Theron, you do that, and you basically think that your spell worked because of the way the dinosaur acts when she comes up. Yeah, that's all me. Celeste, you walk up and just kind of gently grab the reins, and the dinosaur just kind of isn't super friendly with you, but just kind of lets you do your thing. It's kind of acting like a horse, like, you know, just kind of sitting there chilling.
Just give it a little pat on its neck, and then realizing that walking with a freaking dinosaur is going to keep me from being able to be, like, not noticed. I'm just going to put a little hood up and just, like, carry on. Come on, Diney.
Yep. The jockey did call the dinosaur Banana Candy, but you are free to name the dinosaur whichever you wish.
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
What?
The dinosaur's name will now be Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
Much better.
And if anyone in chat can find out what the
Isn't that a
reference is
euphemism
to...
for, like...
Nope, it is a reference to a television show.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's also a euphemism for something gross.
Something gross.
I think that's a euphemism for, like, a dude wearing, like, a Speedo. Like, that kind of attire.
I mean, yeah, that's where that phrase comes from.
I didn't know that was a phrase. This may have been the second time I've ever heard that before.
Oh, shit, where did I put that thing?
Banana Hammock?
No,
Yeah.
I'm moving around character sheets. Oh, it's the end.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to Chris.
Oh, continue.
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
Alright, so you're taking the dinosaur with you?
Yeah! You bought the damn thing, you better believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell I'm gonna put it, but I'll put it somewhere.
I'm having to type this in, goddammit.
You were typing it in.
Princess Consuela Banana.
I sure am.
I'll be very sad if no one in chat or on the comments figures it out.
Quick
Yay!
Google search.
Sonic Revolution!
Somebody
You got it.
What was that a reference to?
Friends.
Well, I know the TV show, but
Mhm.
why were they saying those words on that
Yeah.
show?
Why were they saying
what,
this?
what is the consequence of those words?
It was towards the end of the run, and after Phoebe had gotten married to the Paul Rudd character, they went about, whenever she went to go change her name, she found out she could legally change her name to whatever in the hell she wanted. So she chose Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. And Paul Rudd's
Absolutely.
character came back and changed his name to like Shitbag or something like that. And then she got the lesson and just changed her name back. So
Okay.
it's always funny.
This was your friend's PSA for this episode.
Yep. Welcome to Friends Cast, where we discuss every episode of Friends.
Hey, one of the other people in the chat said it should be Princess Angelina Contessa Luisa Francesca Banana Fana Bobesca III.
Cutting it off there with the names. Too many names.
It's only so long, the actual...
I was going to name it Colonel Peanuts, but okay.
Let's do it now.
I like that better. Colonel Peanuts.
if you want, you can do your thing on the dinosaur.
Yes. Since we'll be in close proximity to it anyway.
Yep.
Oh, we'll call your entry into the race Colonel Peanut.
Damn it.
12 is good enough for a Hadrosaurus. Man, you got a +6 on these too, don't you? Yeah.
Yes. A 5 and a 6.
I mean, for any CR1 beast, you literally need an 11. So
Okay.
you think your odds are
hard to
pretty
fail.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the alleyway. You're now the 3 of you plus a Hadrosaurus, which doesn't seem too uncommon. A lot of people have dinosaurs around the entire city. It's
Right. Based on that picture.
Yep.
Seems like they just walk down the streets.
Sure do, yeah. And this one has literally, like I said, the pink and yellow swirls and stripes, and looks very much like a bright racing. It doesn't look like a pack animal. People kind of like try
Max is gonna look around and see how other people are handling when the dinosaurs shit in the street, because he's acutely aware of the fact they didn't clean up what they left back there in that alley.
Yeah.
But he's not sure what the rules are.
Yeah. There's a lot of workers in the city that kind of run around with
Okay.
not power
This isn't
washers,
about
but
anymore.
some brooms.
Dinosaur
The city
size
takes care of
shovel.
it.
Dinosaur-sized shovels, giant baggies. Just small children are employed in these roles.
The baggies?
Yep. All right, you guys make it past the harbor ward up to the stairs of the merchant ward, and now the buildings are really getting nice. These are some upper class residential area until you make it to the Temple of Savras. And I think we can go ahead and just take a break here before we
Yeah.
enter the Temple of Savras. And we'll be back in a bit. Remember to mute your mics and stuff too.
That's a pretty good name for the race.
Hadrosaurus
Yeah, that's
Collider.
pretty good.
That is good. Alright, I think we're coming back. Heather's cam clicked off for me. Oh no. She's around, hopefully.
I never saw her come on.
No.
She just paused
Okay.
on mine. Like just it's off.
Still waiting on her. Will you guys make it to the Temple of Savras? The temple looks old but well maintained. The tiled roof of its great dome is said to resemble a great unblinking eye facing upward. The temple is open to the public with a large central chamber in the middle. An older, olive-skinned man with a white beard stands off to the side, dressed in obviously priestly robes. He is currently being berated by 3 rough-looking figures dressed in leather armor. The old man looks exasperated, angry, and a bit worried. They're locked into a heated conversation, none of them noticing your initial entrance. And I told you I cannot see him. You're a fraud. You took our money. Donation. You took our money so Savras could tell us where the hell Artist Simber is. And I told you, I performed the ritual exactly as required. The Simber person is completely hidden from Savras' great eye. He must possess great level of magic. Some kind of... And one of the figures grabs the man by the collar. Listen, old man. Out of the trio, one of the trio suddenly notices you all and your dinosaur. And she elbows her compatriots. The other figure releases the priest, and they start muttering something. The 3 of them begin to sulk and head toward the exit, kind of near your direction, essentially.
I am going to stop them as they're leaving. Say, Artist Simber, huh? Quite a popular name around here. What might you be looking for him for?
Our organization is looking for him. You don't need to concern yourself with that.
Well, when I might be able to help, I think I might concern myself with that. I'm something of a finder of people, you might say.
They cross their elbows. Do like this kind of a thing. You think you're better than the God, the all-seeing God?
The all-seeing God is magic, my friend, and magic is bullshit. When you've got an
It's on his business card. It says magic is bullshit.
Magic is bullshit. When you got an ear to the ground, when you can spot a lie like I can, you don't need any magic fooling around with you. How's it treated you so far? This Savras fella, he led you down the right path?
They sulk. And one of them actually, literally just looks at his feet at that point.
Says, happens to be I'm looking for a new contract. I might be easily persuaded to find this Artist Simber fella for you.
Kind of mutter at each other, and one of them hands you. Looks like the one in the back has not said anything, and actually is hastily scrawling a note while the others are kind of chatting amongst themselves, and then they kind of look at you again and say, "If we need to, we'll keep in touch," and they begin to walk off. But the one that was writing the note slips the note to you. Very like Colette style. Like it's very
Underhanded.
Yes.
Do I see it then?
I'm going to tell you he did it, so you notice it, but it is like you barely notice it at all. But you notice that he kind of slips you something to where you almost look down at your hand and you suddenly have like a little note there.
As soon as their backs are to be,
Yeah,
like,
and
before
he
they're
takes
even
off
quite
and kind
very
of
far
runs
away.
after them. Yeah.
Yeah, before they're even very far away, I like to try to read it real quick.
Okay. The message says, you all look like you can handle yourselves. Might have a job for you if you are interested. Pay in cold hard dragons, which you know is slang for gold. Meet me in the Thundering Lizard tonight. The name's Roka.
Roka. Okay. As the three of them are walking the way, like when they're right at the edge of the door, I just yell out the name Zendala, just real loud, and I just look at them to see if they stop, if they even recognize, like if there's any recognition of the name.
There doesn't seem to be. One of them kind of looks around, like, what the fuck
Somebody
was that all
yelled
about?
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody yelled something, but no, they don't appear to have any recognition to that.
Okay. All right. Thundering Lizard tonight. Roka.
I actually have that as a quest, I believe.
I mean, at that, I would like to actually go straight to the priest and ask him about it, like what happened with that.
Okay. Yeah, he looks relieved to see them go, though he's a bit apprehensive as soon as he sees you all approach. The temple is technically big enough for the dinosaur to come through, but he kind of waves the dinosaur off, like, don't bring that thing in here.
It's gonna shit all over the place.
It's gonna shit all over the place. And
I'd look at him and just bring the dinosaur anyway.
he kind of glares, but he says, "Thank you. These ruffians were not taking no for an answer. If Savras cannot find something, it truly can't be found. My name is Zatembe, though everyone calls me grandfather." He smiles warmly. "What can the Temple of Savras do for you?"
Well, grandfather, I'd like to know more about the men themselves. They came in looking for this Artisember. Do you know for who or to what end?
Thieves and gangsters they are. Infest this city like rats. Would and want to help them. You understand? I didn't actually look for the person. I didn't want to. I want to help the likes of them.
Of course not. Those.
That I'm gonna narrow my eyes, even though I'm standing in the back of the dinosaur.
Your narrow eyes go unnoticed.
Of course not. They might do the man harm. Who knows what they're after, right?
That's right.
Whereas I have a personal stake in the man myself. You see, it might be not a coincidence that these gentlemen and I come looking for the same man.
Who are you?
My name is Mannix. Calder Mannix. You ought to have heard of me.
You're not from around here, are you?
Not at all. But I traveled here with my fiancée, a woman by the name of Zendala.
Immediately jumps on the cue.
He just mutters under his breath. Fuck.
Oh, congratulations!
Man is trying to
We're
recover.
very happy.
It just completely ruins the spin.
Just derailed the entire with one word.
You'll be wanting a marriage ceremony then, maybe a license. What
Yes,
Savras
they
can do for
would.
you?
Yes. Yes.
Mannix can say, he says, well, yes, but you see, he's gonna glare at there. He just doubles. My fiance's father happens to be this Artisember, and it's very important for him that his father be at the ceremony.
That's right.
He traveled all this way to Chult to find this artist Simber so that me and my fiance might get married. Meg's kind of proud of himself for covering so well, too.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, all right, I handled that.
The old man stares at you quizzically. Says that Artis Simber is this dwarf's father.
He's adopted.
A human man who's said to be a century old.
He's adopted. How dare you judge another person's family?
Oh, yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself, grandfather.
I don't know. I don't know you from anyone else here, I'm afraid. And this Simber fellow, it seems like very dangerous business.
You mentioned century old? That was news to me. Once again, he's going to glare back at Theron and just sort of like mouth some expletives at him.
That's what those ruffians were. What those ruffians were telling me. I don't know. It all seems very odd.
Well, I can understand that. And you don't know me. You don't trust me or my fiance.
Looks quite unhappy.
I frown.
Just scowling the entire time. Trouble in paradise?
He's a dour fella. I'm the lighthearted one.
I don't need to know anything else, thank you.
This whole time, Celeste is just literally... Celeste is literally just doing the tennis eyes back and forth between everybody.
Yeah. So he's gonna follow that up with just knowing that you can't necessarily trust any of us. What would it take for you to do a legitimate reading into the Simber fellow?
He says, there's something you can do for me, for this temple. Maybe
prove your love for each other right
On the floor, right here.
No.
What?
I don't believe you two.
Will not be necessary. At that moment, Theron decides to shape into a spider.
Oh god. It's his twice. Oh god.
Maddox is scarred for life. Says these times are getting dangerous, even here in the city. I worry for one of my acolytes. A young woman named Inette has gone missing. She left to help one of our patrons yesterday, and today I haven't seen or heard anything from her or anyone who's seen her. She's young but devoted to her duties. She's not one to simply drop out or be hung over, sleeping off a night out somewhere, those things young people do. I worry about her. If you could look in on her, see if she's okay, then perhaps I can help you.
Certainly. Anything for my future father-in-law. Where might we find this acolyte?
Well, like most of them, she lives here in the temple, but the patron that came to visit the temple, he was a halfling, name of Viplo. He's been living in the city for years as a curio merchant. Like many who's been coming to us in the last few days, he's been affected by this, he kind of whispers as if he makes him comfortable, death curse. Not himself, but I overheard something about his family. I was telling him there wasn't anything we could do, but next he wanted to do more. He left angrily, returned a few days later begging for help, and she went with him. She hasn't come back yet.
Wow. I don't see any reason why we couldn't check in on a little halfling and Savras acolyte.
I would appreciate that very much.
We're on it. Let's go, honey. Turns to Luke.
Congratulations again!
Do you happen to know where I can store a dinosaur?
Oh, yes. Definitely not here. I don't want that in here. The Tariki Anchorage, the dinosaur pens, surely you've seen them. It's where most of the dinosaurs are kept in the city when people aren't walking around with them. You'll have to pay for a space there and give you a writ of ownership. It should be safe there.
Okay. Where the heck do I find that?
It is in the lower left corner of the Port Nyanzaru map, right? Let's see, how do I do the thing? There we go. Yeah, all these little area right here by the word Tariki is the dinosaur pens.
Oh, okay. As we're leaving the temple, I'm gonna just mutter it there and like, you cannot imagine the ways in which you fucked that up.
As I turn the dinosaur around, can I let his tail just like knock something over that looks moderately
In the temple? Yeah.
okay?
You turn around and kind of angle over towards one of the donation bowls. And on a pedestal, and the dinosaur just you kind of almost put the dinosaur over, its tail just whacks against it, and the bowl goes clang, 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 and falls on the ground, and a few coins spill out. Mutterings.
I wasn't paying attention back there. What were you trying to do?
Don't worry about it.
Man, that was funny.
Now Maddox is even more furious because now he knows that Thera didn't mean to do it. He just talking. Yeah. So, that's what. Inette. Port Nyanzaru. We know where this merchant is.
You
Or
did not ask.
Oh.
Oops.
I return and ask. we're only just out of the temple.
Yeah.
One more question.
Oh no. Yeah, you pop back in.
Get honeymoon spots.
He mentions that he isn't sure where Viplo lives, but he's got a store, like a stall in the Grand Souk.
Okay.
He says it's a curio storefront stall.
Okay. All right. Well, then, in lieu of anything else we want to do at this temple, let's head there.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
I need to drop this dinosaur.
When's the Great Race?
Yeah, it was 2 days. Right?
2 days, yeah. Until Raymond and Rochelle come back.
Can I leave them in the Grand Souk and I'll just take the dinosaur?
Yeah.
I'll jump on and give it a little.
Actually, I'm going to follow her back, and we keep forgetting we have a person with us. That
Oh
orc
God, I forgot about her too.
cleric.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back to the inn and pick her up.
Okay.
Like, hey, we're dealing with some people who are dealing with the death curse. You interested in tagging along?
She's hidden. Yeah, she's been hanging out at the inn.
Undril, is that her name?
Undril. Yeah. This is why I put them under party NPCs so that neither of us forget about these people.
Right.
Yeah, she's been hanging out in the temple and basically trying to talk to the innkeeper and talk to people about like the Order of the Gauntlet and the camp, and if anybody's heard any word, and are there any like
Right.
expeditions going down there, and just trying to gather all that information while you guys have been kind of going out. So she kind of waves at you exasperatedly as you come in.
Okay.
I'm keeping going with the dinosaur to
Yeah.
Okay.
find a spot to put it.
You go to the pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to actually tell how much that costs. Does not. We'll say that. What was the inn? What did I charge for the inn?
I didn't even pay attention. I just told him it was $1.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
think it was like 5 silver or something like that.
Okay.
It wasn't very much.
Yeah, we'll say it is like 1 silver a day to pen a dinosaur of that temperament.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pay for 5 days.
Okay. They give you like a little like a contract basically, and there's it's like a boat dock. There's like numbers on all these little stalls and areas, and there's a communal area where the dinosaurs can kind of play, with each other if they're of the right temperament. Obviously, they're sectioned off by like sizes and there's like
Right,
private
each
stalls.
other.
There's no like big predators here in the city at all. Like the biggest ones you've seen are like young versions of bigger predators, but there's not
Okay.
anything like truly like terrifying and huge. It's all, and same thing with herbivore. Like they're all pretty much the biggest things you probably see are ankylosauruses and triceratops occasionally, but those are pretty rare. It's a lot of the like giant lizards, hadrosaurus, Dimetrodon, a lot of creatures doing like pack animal work kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it's and for a Hadrosaurus, it's pretty cheap, so they can be there, and you can get a little just contract that states that you've got the animal there and what pen it's in and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
There's a space where you can fill out its like name card on the stall.
Princess Consuela Peanut General Banana Hammock.
All right, what are you guys doing with Undril in there?
We're gonna go to the marketplace.
Okay. Well, what do you say to her? Sorry, I missed that part about.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell her that we're doing some work about town.
Work about
We're doing a job for the Temple of Savras, finding an acolyte of theirs who was dealing with something involving the death curse, and I know you're interested in this death curse situation.
Yeah. When you say death curse, she kind of lights up. It's like, oh yes, we must investigate the death curse. I mean, they said, my order said it was here. That soulmonger, right? That was here in Schultz somewhere. We've got to ask about that. Savras, that's great. We can ask them about the soulmonger.
Maybe. We'll see about that.
We should. She doesn't even realize like you were like. We should go. Let's go ask. She seems excited now.
Well, we're helping them right now. Maybe under their good graces, they'll be able to do you a favor. Who knows?
Okay.
But for the time being, we have a contract with them to find one of their acolytes.
Oh, a missing person. Okay.
Yes, we're looking into the death curse. Maybe she'll have information that would be of interest to you.
Oh, very good. Okay. Yes. Let's go.
All right. Let's go to the marketplace. Grand Souk.
Grand souk. Yeah, this place is just bustling with activity. Just every kind of ware, hawking. Everybody's shouting things. There's like little chicken-sized dinosaurs running around. It's just pandemonium, but yet it seems quite like the merchants. Like everybody kind of knows how the system works. You guys are a little like apprehensive about everything that's like the action and the sweat and the sounds going on in here, but it seems like everything is going according to however it usually works. on
Okay.
these days.
Theron wants nothing to do with this market.
Yeah. Too many people.
I'm gonna start asking around for this Diplo character.
Okay.
I hate his music.
You ask around a few times, and finally some merchant kind of jerks their thumb and points you down a section of stalls, and you come down and kind of around a bend, and you see a merchant stall that says Viplo's Curios on the stall. There is nobody there, and it looks like the store has been closed up, basically. There's nothing out and about. There's things kind of locked up. There are merchants nearby, like neighboring the stalls, that are kind of busy selling, and they immediately try to like hawk you, whatever towels and tapestries and things they're trying to sell.
I'm gonna ask them about the location of this Viplo character. How long ago did he close up shop? Was he acting weird? That kind of thing.
Okay. Roll a insight check.
Okay.
Alright, you are not only able to rebuff their constant trying to sell you things, but you're finally able to convince them that maybe you say that you owe him money, or some way that they think is like a legitimate way of why you'd be investigating this person. Or maybe you're concerned, saying like you're...
Yeah, I'm a concerned party.
Concerned party. Yeah, they note that he's been behaving erratically and oddly in the last few days, spending less time at the shop, and when he was there, he was like being very rude and brisk with customers, just kind of a change over his general personality and demeanor, and that he has not been to his store in like the last like 2 or 3 days, which they think is very odd because obviously merchants like have to be there to sell their wares. Everything has been locked up for that whole time. And they even mentioned that like a few things that haven't been quite locked up have just been like stolen from, because the merchant's just full of urchins running around just nabbing shit, whatever they can get.
Okay. I'm gonna mention the death curse. Say like, I don't want to put any thoughts in your head or anything like that, but it's possible that this Viplo character might have been mixed up in this death curse business. I assume you're familiar.
Only maybe like half of them. The other half are like, oh, I don't think that's a thing. It's fake news, thing. And the other half are like, oh no, I've heard about that. That's bad news. And they all seem to have a different like theory about what it is. One of them's like, oh, I think we were cursed by the gods and they're slowly killing us. And the other one's like, oh, I hear that like no newborn babies can be born without being born with this curse, and just like it's just all kinds of like different like theories coming out. So
Okay.
and half of them don't even think it's a thing. So it seems like a very like nobody's got a concrete idea of what this is.
Well, to those who are actually seem worried about it, I'll sort of imply that he might be maybe not afflicted, but involved somehow, and that it's important that I find him as soon as possible, and I'll see if any of them happen to know where he lives.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. That ain't great.
Yeah, they're not quite sure. You're not quite sure if they either don't know or if they're just not quite forthcoming with comfortable telling you the information. Maybe that like scared them about you mentioning the death curse. You can investigate the actual stall though.
Yeah, okay. I'll go do that.
With an investigation check, please.
Okay.
All right, that's what you're good at.
Yep.
You kind of rifle through and manage to look over and see kind of just a box that seemed to have been forgotten about. And somewhere listed on the box, you can see an like delivery like address information. And it seems like it's not like a PO box or anything, but it literally says the words "by the Southern Ziggurat in Old City" is written on there that you can decipher.
Okay. I'm going to take that information and go to a different section of the Grand Souk, not the same guys I was just talking to, and see if I can find anyone who knows anything about this old city.
Okay. As soon as you ask, somebody just kind of laughs at you, and literally like points towards the western wall up here.
Oh, okay, it's on the map. It says old city in words.
Yep. And you hear like a few jokes slung in your direction, and you get the feeling that Old City is the poor district, or maybe one of the poor districts.
Okay. All right. Well, I know where he's at now. Or at least I got a lead. I turned to Celeste and Theron, and anything else you guys want to do in this Grand Souk? Buy something? I sure can't. I'm broke.
No, I want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
All right, let's go to this southern ziggurat.
Okay. You guys pass through, and again, this map is on its side, so you guys are going down the southwestern, basically gate to the city. It's a massive gated entrance. The walls are very high. It's very fortified, you know, the last bastion of civilization in Chult. And you actually step outside the city walls, and immediately you are flanked by a pair of large pyramid-shaped buildings. These ziggurats look absolutely ancient and in various states of like ruin and disrepair. Yet at the same time, there are makeshift like buildings and tents strewn up all around them, as people have just made these their homes essentially. Different like on the terraces, there are just like literally like just very buildings just kind of put up, and tents and lines of laundry and all this stuff all over the place.
Tent city.
Yep, bit of a tent city. So there's two big ones right here, and then just beyond that is a smaller ziggurat in equally poor shape, which looms over a long stone pit set in the middle of the street, which is this long, gaping pit right here. The pit is about 15 feet deep, but over 100 feet long. It's carefully cordoned off with ropes, as well as a large crowd of people, and you realize there's a surge of more people making their way over to this area. You see a Chultan native on a makeshift throne on the small ziggurat, making dramatic proclamations as the crowd jeers and cheers. I can't quite make out what's happening.
Okay.
A man with a neatly trimmed beard runs up to you all, tears streaking his face. He catches his breath a few times before speaking. Please, you must help me!
What's going on, friend?
My name is Bellum. My husband, Draza, has just been sentenced to executioner's run. They caught him for stealing, but he's done no such thing. Now he's being thrown in with a pair of raptors, and I fear for his life. Please, you must help him, I beg you. You hear like a swell of the crowd going, oh, like in a moment.
This is like a gladiator pit sort of situation where they're throwing criminals.
That's what you're inferring.
Okay. What is your husband accused of stealing exactly?
He just said he was stealing some food, and he would never do this. He is innocent, but this is the law of the land. If he...
can I roll an insight check on her? Or
him, yeah.
Him? Yeah, and see what,
if he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
He explains briefly about Executioner's Run, since you're hesitant, and says that anybody that's accused of a crime, in theory they should have a trial, but a lot of times they're not, especially here in Old City if they just get caught in this section. They literally get thrown down one end, and if they can make it to the other, there is ladders and ropes, and they come out a free person. But there are usually things put in there that make it hazardous.
Like raptors?
Like raptors. Yeah, you think that he is telling the truth about everything, and he looks extremely worried and desperate.
I'm gonna turn to my friends and say, This whole town is a shit show, I tell you what.
Undril walks up to him and says, "Oh, of course, we must help him."
Alright, let's see what we can do.
The man says, "Please, I'll pay you anything." And he's got this little like purse out. This looks like the raggedy ass purse like you've ever seen, a little coin purse.
You've probably got more money than me. So save it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, as you guys walk over to the pit area. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that's what we're doing. We're walking towards the pit area.
Okay, yeah. You hear right as you walk up, you hear, "And we sentenced to run into the pit. If he makes it to the other side, it'll be free." And everybody's like, "Yeah!" And you see money changing hands, and people are like taking bets and things. And you see this one man just get bodily hurled into this pit right when you come up here. And he gives kind of a yell as he goes tumbling downwards. And at the same time, you see a crane going over across into the middle of the pit, and it's holding a cage. And in the cage, you hear... as this cage is lowered into this pit.
Clever.
Okay. I'm gonna turn back to the dude and say, so we're not from around here. What exactly are the laws regarding interference in this run?
Now he looks really nervous and upset. Like he was very much hoping you would not ask about this. You're not, no one's supposed to help, the prisoner. But you must help him, please!
Looking around, how many of the people in this crowd are just civilians, and how many look to be, like, members of the team that might attack if we interfere?
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot of people, like, passing bets and things.
Yeah.
In terms of armed guards, there's not too many, but you do know there are a few people that are carrying weapons, for sure.
Okay.
As you guys are talking, the cage has now been lowered. The door has not yet been opened yet, and you hear the man cry out, "Please, no!"
I'm gonna turn to Theron and say, "There's something you can do with these creatures?"
I can try. There's always something I can do.
While Theron's doing that, I'm gonna try to find how deep is this pit?
15 feet.
I'm gonna try to find something like a post or something that I can tie a rope to nearer to the start of the thing than the end.
You guys are currently at the you're currently far away from him, I will say. You are actually down by where the rope exits are. So when you approached the I have to go back to that. The eastern side?
Yeah.
No, the northern. This is north and south, isn't it? It fucks me up that it's on the side.
Yeah.
You're at the northern side. He was basically dumped near the southern end, and the wrapped cage has been placed in the middle. So currently you're at the northern end, which is where the ropes are. So you can certainly like make your way down there, but that is going to take time.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to try to speak with the raptors.
Okay. Okay, the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but a minimum beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they perceive or have perceived in the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the DM's discretion. That's always fun when it says that.
I'm going to try to convince them to let him make it. And I can see if there's something that they would want.
Okay.
Barter with the raptors.
Okay. What is the range?
Barter with the raptors.
I guess it's just as far as you can talk. It says you can communicate and verbally command. Yeah, so you cast it on yourself, and then you can communicate. So I guess just whatever. Okay, so you can probably just shout at them, like you maybe have to go over to the railing. And yeah, people are gonna look at you very oddly because you all of a sudden kind of say some incantations and then just start kind of yelling at the raptors.
in the raptor speak.
Yeah, you start making that sound like. And people are like, give you a wide berth. They're like, the fuck is. While you're doing that's one action. So what do the rest of you want to do? Real quickly.
I'm trying to push my way farther down the pit, pulling out my rope. And at this point, I've sort of given up on tying it to a post. I'm tying the other end of the rope around my waist as I go.
Okay. So you're running towards him, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of run past Theron at this point, then kind of note he's making some weird sounds.
I'm looking around to see if there's anything else I can throw in there to help distract them.
Okay.
It never grows.
Yeah.
I'm also going to tell Undril, like, I don't know what you got up your sleeves, but whatever you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking for, like, I guess, we're in an old part of the town or something like that, and just like...
There's, like, bottles on the, there's some, basically, like, trash you would see at, like, like an outdoor... party or concert or something. There's just trash on the floor. There's, maybe you find rocks and bottles and papers and various debris.
I was looking for more along the lines of, like, meat.
Okay, you'd probably have to really search for that, because that's probably not meat just hanging out somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Roll a perception check, and then, so Theron, you are doing your shouting at them. So Theron, roll a... Let's see, how do I want to do this?
Is it animal handling or is it persuasion? Because he's talking to the animals.
Yeah.
Persuasive animal handling.
Persuasive animal handling. Roll... Roll animal handling with advantage.
Okay.
You are speaking their language. Man, your animal handling rolls have been pretty garbage, too. Okay. Yeah.
Get the hang of things.
You call out in their language, and they immediately snap their attention towards you. As the gate opens and they rush out, but instead of rushing towards the man, they kind of rush towards where you are, although you're obviously in an elevated position. And yeah, and they kind of look at you and do that talking thing. And so can they talk back? How does this work? You understand them?
Yeah, so they can like
give you.
It may be limited by their intelligence.
Information. Okay, they you understand that they are hungry. They are currently not attacking the man, but they look at you expectantly, like food, hunger, prey. They're like seeking things.
Do
Yes, I don't think these are religious raptors.
Religious raptors. For Savras. Religious Raptors is a good band name.
Yeah. I have some rations. I don't know if they'd want that though.
Are you kind of like yelling out to us though that they're hungry?
He does, but he goes,
You could find something to satiate these beasts.
At this point, everybody's like looking very oddly, like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Is there any kind of meat in the rations?
There should be like a meat in the ration somewhere.
Okay, yeah, like some jerky or something. I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I
Kind of
find
meat.
anything with my perception roll?
You're looking around and you see maybe somebody nearby is like eating like a chicken, like a leg, like like you get the fair, just like a big old fucking
Turkey
oversized,
leg?
yeah, turkey leg. Thank you.
I take it from him.
You take it from him.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do
Yeah.
that?
Just go boo.
This man's just like, he's still holding it, so you'd have to actually like grapple with him. The man, we'll say it's this guy up here. Are you not even? Are you on this map? You're not on this map yet.
No.
Let's show you the map, suckers.
There's a map. Oh no.
Oh, I got a map planned. See, this is part of my I don't want to show you the map too soon, because then you get into battle mode.
I kill everyone.
Where am I? There I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people here. Alright, so here's what's going on. Mannix is currently running north on this map, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Theron is here. Everybody is kind of starting to give you like a wide berth, because the Raptors are now talking to you. This was the man that gave you the quest to get over here. Kales, you are, I guess, over here, ready to grab this guy's meat. And Undril is worriedly looking at all of you, and it looks like she's got like some kind of spell like ready. And while this is going on, one of the people suddenly looks at you, Theron, and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he definitely has a weapon.
Can we?
Looks like he might be part of the authority.
How high is the fence?
Which the barrier right here?
Yeah.
The pit.
The pit is 15 feet down. There's just like a rope barrier about like waist high, like a big thick like rope coming across, with various like stone pedestals that linking the rope every 5 feet or so.
So when I see that guy like trying to talk to Theron, I kind of want to like stealth up behind him a little bit.
Okay.
Get all up behind him. Ooh, that wasn't great.
Well, it's his passive, which... Okay. Yep, you are able to get behind him.
Okay.
Without him noticing you. Although other people are probably noticing you.
I don't care about them.
He is not.
And I kind of want to just like give him just a little like jab with the finger, not a weapon, but finger.
Okay.
And just kind of whisper in his ears, "Friends, you don't want to do that."
Okay.
Just we're keeping our voices down. We're not making a scene. We're just.
As they're doing that down there, and I'm headed north,
Yep.
I'm looking at the token, so I'm sort of gaming it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I see what looks to be another of the authority figures directly to the north of me as I'm headed in that direction.
Yeah.
And as I pass him, I'm going to kind of nudge him, and I'm going to say, "There's trouble down there. Looks like they're trying to interfere with the race."
Oh, you dick!
Okay.
And I'm going to keep going north.
Yep. I think I'm
Christopher
gonna.
just signed our death warrant.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and put you in initiative because I'm trying to do too many things at once.
Christopher just got us thrown in the pit.
I'm gonna have you all roll initiative for this, even though you're technically not in immediate combat, but just so I can do like the order of events.
I'm just trying to create a distraction so I can get the guy out.
Yeah.
You guys just happen to be the distraction.
You are all distracting, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Mine. Initiative.
That's right, there's not as many on the turn tracker right now, is there? All right. We need to do. Well, actually, it's the Dex wins it. So
The Raptors probably win. I like to turn my name the Raptors.
Oh yeah, we need to do that one too. Kaless definitely beats the guards. I'll give you a 18, and yeah, I think the Raptors are gonna beat you on that one. Give them a 7. All right. So let's start where we were before. Kaless, you were
Just having a friendly
intimidating this guy, basically.
Yeah,
You were poking him and saying you don't want to do that.
I'm just saying you don't want to do what you're doing there, friend. Just try to think about how crap, I forgot my train of thought. I'm not used to going first.
Get used to it with that Dex.
Just kind of ask him about how he sleeps at night when he knows he killed an innocent man.
What are you talking about? They've been tried.
Have they been tried?
There's a criminal who stole something.
What'd he steal?
Food or something.
Who saw it?
Oh, Zubaba did.
Who's the...
Yeah, this goes on for a while. For that, so that is basically that guard's turn. Is he is like sitting there arguing with you?
Yeah, just trying to get him to realize that we're just trying to make sure everything is fair. This is the trial. While they make it across the pit, the trial comes in that only the truly innocent would be able to make it across the pit.
Well, his innocence will be seen in a moment, won't it?
Yes, it will. So let the Raptor trainer do his job.
Raptor trainer? I didn't hear anything about a Raptor trainer.
Do you want to make him angry and have to be put in the pit for interfering?
Hey, if he's talking to the Raptors, he's interfering.
No, he's the trainer. He's allowed to talk to the Raptors. You interfere with the trainer, you get thrown in the pit.
I've never seen him before.
Hey, I'm sorry, you're kept out of the loop. I mean...
The other guard...
If you want to go into the pit, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to go watch from over here. And just gonna kind of walk away. Just leave him thinking, like, if he keeps fucking with this guy, he's going to end up in the pit.
Alright, well, I'll spend his initiative just continually to have that conversation going, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
The other guard...
I'm just going to, like, kind of pull him back and aside. Like, we're walking and talking at the same time, but kind of slowly pulling him back away from Theron.
Okay.
Without him realizing
that
he's following.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, shit. Do I have to?
You're trying to do quite the con there, yeah.
I'm not. Charisma is not my strong suit, people. This is what we need Gillian for.
Yeah, her not being here.
Roll it with advantage, because I liked your role playing for that.
I'll take the 9.
She did, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
He looks nonplussed. But he looks like he's not going to move, but you are distracting him for this round, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So Mannix, you had previously talked about like, hey, there's something going on over there with the
Yeah.
This guard kind of like turns and notices Kaless and the other guard talking, and the other guard getting kind of animated, so he kind of like scowls and starts heading in that direction.
Okay.
If you get me thrown in this damn pit, Christopher, I swear. For goodness.
It is
Mannix,
Theron.
at the same time
Yeah, go ahead.
that he has tied this rope around his waist, he also now pulls out like a bandana or a cloth or something and covers his face with it. Because he's
Nice.
about to do something very illegal and he doesn't want to
Very
be
illegal.
recognized.
Theron, it is your turn. The Raptors are looking at you expectantly. Mostly out of curiosity that you're able to speak to them.
I bet.
They're finding that quite fascinating.
I'm just as surprised as you guys. I asked if they want their freedom.
The DM pauses because he's not prepared for that question.
Yeah, the Raptors probably don't have a word for freedom, but if you mention the cage
Mm-mm.
or something that they would understand, maybe, then they kind of take to that. But you still feel that like hunger is at the very fore. Like this is lizard brain territory here, and they are very much hungry at the moment. And one of them kind of looks over and notices, and is kind of remembered that this person is like scrambling over here.
I
I just love using that.
want to try to convince them that I can get them food after, or not to attack that man. I can feed them later. I feel like if I do it now, then everyone's gonna get super upset.
This would be a hard.
This is the kid experiment where you have one cookie, but if you wait,
Yeah.
you have two cookies.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a hard sell. It's gonna be a hard sell. Roll straight up animal handling. No advantage and nothing.
Yeah!
Good.
Wow. Wow.
Theron that teaches them the philosophical concept of delayed gratification
Delayed gratification to these raptors.
in 2 sentences.
Their attention is locked onto you once again, and they seem to be kind of like bobbing their heads and nodding along. They seem enthralled by your concept. You're not quite sure how long you could keep them in there. How long does this spell last?
10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so it'll definitely land throughout our initiatives. Yeah, you've got them locked onto you for a good chunk of this. They seem like they are on board with that plan for the moment, at least, as long as you're able to keep kind of. And I'm literally gonna play it like this whole round. You are like still speaking to them and like explaining through a long, complicated process about why it is so worth not murdering this guy in here.
Please tell me this guy is like noticing the fact that the dinosaurs aren't attacking him and he's running for his life.
You know what? I need to put him on the initiative order, don't I?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna put him. We'll put him in. We'll just put him at the end of the round. So yeah, and unfortunately that means everybody is now staring at you, Theron, because you are like literally just straight up speaking raptor to these things, and they're just like, oh, what's going on? Hey, he's doing something with the raptors. I don't know. You know, like you're getting like these just starting to like flow through everything.
How high can raptors jump?
Mannix.
There are some rocks.
Mannix is going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to shove himself between these two people. Can you do that? Can I just like
Sure, yeah.
edge in there? Okay, I'm just gonna edge in here, and as I'm edging in, I want to be saying things like, "Official business. Today's race has been called off due to interference. Someone's messing with the Raptors down there."
It's just screwing you guys over so bad.
And I'm going to really quick wrap one of the end my end of the rope around one of the posts just once around and toss the rest of it down there.
I forgot to roll. For
and then I'm going to yell at that dude down there and say that if you want to get out of here alive, this rope's your only chance.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
For the people around you.
For the lie I just told.
For the lie you actually rolled a deception. Sorry, roll deception. You're like, yeah.
Sure. Yes. Let's do that. A deception check.
All right.
Slightly better.
Yeah, people around you were like, "Oh no!" Oh, and there's like kind of a bit of chaos as money starts getting changed, and
all money will be refunded. See the authorities; they'll give you your money back.
Okay. The authorities, because the authorities are doing some of them probably are. People start going down, and then you are yelling to the other guy to like scramble up.
Yep.
This rope, okay. He will do so on his. I put Undrill just down at the bottom of initiative order because she can do whatever. So we'll say it is his turn, and he immediately like leaps over to the rope and starts like hurriedly running up it. He starts vaulting up on that rope, and it's 15 feet, so we can pretty much make it up to the top within a round.
Okay.
Undrill on her turn will basically just run over here to him and make sure that he is okay. And as she does so, one of the guards actually puts up his spears and says, "Hang on, wait a minute, we need to check all you." And he seems very concerned about what's going on down here. We need more guards down here. And it's going to go to Kalessa's turn. Right now there are 2 guards right nearby. They both seem to be very concerned with what's going on with everything, except nobody is really paying attention to what Mannix and the person are doing. Although there are some like gasps and things. Yeah, and these people are kind of moving down.
Damn you, Christopher. So
The
there's
plan
like
is working perfectly. Don't screw it up now.
So there's like a mob of people coming down on us?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like a panicked run, but it's just kind of a, as crowds are...
But it's a large group of people.
Yes.
Someone's told them that you're disrupting the race.
Yeah.
So, and you also said that the race was over because something was going on.
Some of them are probably dispersing. Others are kind of just forming up a natural crowd as they're trying to see, like, what is going on down here, as, crowds do form when... It's like a fight breaking out almost in, like, a section of a concert or something. People are forming a natural crowd.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping they just kind of, like, keep walking, though, not a crowd.
Some have dispersed, but others are definitely starting to form, like, a very interested area around you.
Damn it, Christopher. We're about to be thrown into that goddamn pit. I hope you're happy. With Joey surviving Chult now. Because I kind of wanted to use like the people just kind of walking by and walking through as like a hiding point to like disengage with the guards and go stealth mode. Like as everyone just like is being buffeted around by people leaving or trying to jockey for better position to see what was going on, use that distraction as a way to kind of like disengage type of a thing.
I mean, you could use like a cunning action to literally disengage from them, and then I would let you roll a stealth roll to literally try and disappear into the crowd.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So I'll use my cunning action.
They don't.
Ah, damn it!
They don't quite have like weapons pointed at you yet, but you would have to kind of disengage to get like out of their way.
Yeah.
We're sort of crapping on the rolls we were really good at.
Yeah,
no.
it's very odd. +6s and +8s just not working. Yeah, unfortunately, they are able to immediately see you do that, Kaless, and at that point, they are like, wait a minute.
I'm still disengaged.
You
so
can disengage,
I
and you can still move. You still have your
yeah.
movement,
Yep. I'm gonna.
but they do notice you like leaving, essentially. Hey,
That's fine.
get back here!
Nope. Looking for a large group of people to hide in. I'm not hiding this group of people. Hide right here.
Well, you're not able to hide. I'll tell you that right now.
I
you're
know.
trying to go towards people, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. With that, the guards are basically turning hostile. One of them will run after you, Kaless, and the other one will finally officially accost Theron. And Theron, he won't straight up attack you yet, but he says he has his weapon like pointed up at you, and says, "You stop what you're doing. You need to come with me." Essentially, trying to arrest you.
And what is it you think I'm doing?
Well, I'll let my boss decide that, but you're disrupting. Look at him down there. It's just like looking at you like expectant puppies, like waiting for a treat. You're talking to him somehow. That's cheating.
Throw him into the pit.
You're cheating this man's freedom. This man starts like looking at the pit.
Throw him into the pit.
Where'd he go? Oh shit.
I think that man is his freedom now.
What's going on? Are you coming with him, or you still trying to talk to him?
I'm still trying to talk to him.
Okay.
And say, talking to a raptor is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Look at him in there. They're hanging on your every word, and you sound just like them.
I can't help that I'm attractive to their species.
You've stopped speaking in Raptor, by the way. I assume like you're having to speak to him now. They're becoming slightly less attentive to you, but still looking at you expectantly.
Does that just spell end?
No, it's not ending. I was just gonna have you keep on. You could keep that one check going as long as you were talking to them.
Okay.
No, because the spell lasts for a while.
But yeah, I'm not going with him.
Okay. And he claims you are resisting arrest.
Okay.
He will take his spear and just try to bash you with it, basically.
I will attempt to grapple him.
It is his turn right now, so he can...
Okay.
And then on your turn, you can certainly do whatever you want, baby. Oh, boy. He is angry.
Boy.
He pierces you in the side for a little bit of damage. He says, "That's enough! You'll come with me or you'll die here!" And at this point, everybody starts gasping, oh my god, fight! And start, like, backing up. Theron, it is now... Oh, and the other one is going to take a swing at Kaless, for sure. Ineffectually, yeah, as you are... he's trying to, like, attack... He's trying to get a spear out on the run and just kind of misses and almost stabs like a bystander.
Like, I can see a shadow of his spear coming, and I just duck.
Yeah. Theron.
Throw him into the pit.
Give me a second. Can animals grapple?
Presumably.
I think if they got like,
You could say
they
you're
got legs
grappling
to do
somebody in your jaws or something.
it.
It'd be like contested strength still, right? Is that it? It's what the grapple rules are. Oh, that's the grappler. Conditions grappled, grappler feet. None of those things are actually what I'm looking for.
These are just combat rules for grappling.
Yeah,
I assume bears can.
I think
Either
so.
way. Well, friend, I tried. Now this is gonna hurt a lot.
Are you gonna turn into a bear on this busy parkway?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yep, and I'm. Yeah, it's like gonna drop to my knees and hands over my head and very painfully just start morphing into a bear.
My God.
The guards goes, holy shit! I knew these are up to no good. Some kind of demon. Mannix, do you already have inspiration?
No.
Okay, you can have inspiration for rescuing the person and sending all of the crew of the crowd down there.
Okay.
And Kales, you can have inspiration for buying the Hadrosaurus from earlier.
Sweet.
Catching up to my... Okay. Yeah, you go fucking bear form.
Bear form.
Okay, I will do a multi-attack on the guard. Oh, I can just click it. Awesome.
Yeah, I hope it should all be set up. Yeah.
So here's the.
There's AC on a guard. Guard's actually got good AC. He's got
Oh,
he is
no.
armored and he's wielding a shield. So he you reach over with your bite and he blocks it with a shield.
Okay.
Oh, that time you get a swipe in. Now, did you want to attack or did you want to grapple? Did we ever look those grapple rules up?
I guess just attack for this round
Okay.
because grapple is an action, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it is an action. You just do that in lieu of an attack. Alright, you deal 8 damage to him. That is with a giant bear claw. That is massive damage for our guard friend. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. Damn it. And that is a con save, which he fails. Which means it is a 1d10 for massive damage. First, having to look this up for the first time in this campaign, I believe. Yes, 1d10.
Yeah.
And he can't take reactions and has disadvantage on attack rolls. As you gore him pretty mightily. He manages to block your bite, and then the claw just comes in and like rakes his legs, and he practically just falls over. I'll do that. Okay, the raptors are, for now, still staring at you. Now that you've turned into a bear, they're kind of like... They back up a little bit in curiosity, and they're starting to look around and notice the guy's gone, and just kind of, they're confused, just kind of wandering.
Did we just get screwed?
Yeah. Mannix.
Direction-wise, what are we looking at here? Like, what is the top of this map? Is that north? I don't think it's north.
The top of
That's
the map
west.
would be, yeah. Yeah. Because it goes like northeast to
Ish.
southwest-ish. So the way you came is back towards the city gates. Down the southern
That's
end
funny,
of
that
this.
map's not. I'm trying to
Yeah.
picture it in my head.
I know, it's all the
Actually-
maps are turned around, yeah.
Well,
What are you
do I
trying
see,
to do?
like,
Maybe I
I'm
can help.
trying to find a nearby, like whatever the nearest alley or place that this dude could get away and obscure himself. Which is this dude the dude we came here for, or is this just a dude?
You assume. I mean, you never got a description or asked a name or anything like that, so...
Is this
He
a
is a
halfling?
man.
Is this
He's
a
a
halfling?
man. No, it's not a half.
So it's not a halfling.
No.
Oh.
This dude, this random dude just came up to you and asked you to save his husband, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, then what is the nearest... Okay, then I don't need to talk to him, then. What is the nearest, like, alleyway or anything like that?
You still might. You might know where to find the halfling.
The nearest thing to you is that small ziggurat. So you have to go a little further than that to find. But I mean, this is like the poor section. There's like tenements, just like tents, makeshift buildings, like all scattered around.
Okay.
Not too far from here. Like it's not hard to.
I'm gonna tell him to run, like, to whatever direction east is on this map.
Okay.
Like towards and find a place to hide. So be like, your husband's waiting for you. Go home.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And then as I approach the crowd here, I'm going to start yelling, the prisoner's escaped! He headed south! I saw him! He's running south! Whatever, on this map.
Okay, yeah. You send him in another direction. Okay, roll deception.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, everybody takes your word as gospel. And that word starts spreading around that the prisoners escaped. Do you still have like the rope like tied around you and all this, like the incriminating evidence?
Sure, dude, but I'm also kind of just in a crowd right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You yell that he's escaped and he's gone.
I'm probably at this point like taking off the bandana and taking off the rope
Okay.
and like putting everything away.
Yeah. People seem to be like, oh, that word kind of spreads, and they eventually start. One of them like walks up to the guards, says, "The prisoner's escaped. He ran south."
And then if I can get I don't know if I can actually. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to attack these guards at this point. Could I take an attack action at this point, or have I done enough action stuff?
I think that would be enough. Yeah, that you.
Okay. Then I will just get a little bit closer then.
Okay.
I was right. Where was I? I was right here. Okay, so I'll just sort of push in front of this dude here.
Okay.
Alright, and that's my turn.
Yep. Undril doesn't seem like she wants to fight the authorities necessarily. Instead, she looks at the Theron bear with kind of wide eyes, but she mutters a spell under her breath and casts Shield of Faith on the bear.
The bear.
She says, "Oh, the blessings of Tyr upon you, bear."
That's me. But it comes out as a bear scream.
Celeste, we go up to you, and by now the people have obviously like very much fled. Are currently fleeing this fucking bear fight over here as fast as they can get away. Yeah, people are just fleeing in different directions. I'm trying to grab these tokens.
Meanwhile, the other side of the pit is just taking bets.
Well, yeah.
It's a different fight now. Like,
a lot of them are like, "What's going on? What's going on over there?" You actually see like one or two guards on the other side, like trying to like get. Now they're like, "Oh shit!" And they're like running to get to your side, basically. But it's gonna take them obviously a long time because they're on the other side.
So, would you say that the guard that was closest to me is a little distracted by the fact a screaming man just turned into a bear?
He is currently, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some engagement rules there.
So, would you say it's kind of sneaky then?
You are not currently sneaking, no.
But it's still a sneak attack because he'd be freaked out by the bear, right?
Well, it's sneak attack as long as he's engaged with somebody else. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So I don't like having spears whacked at my head.
Oh, a lot of people don't.
Ah, damn it.
Swing and a miss. The rolls have been either really bad or really great.
Yeah.
Feast or famine.
And then, I'll say where I'm at.
Okay. So this guard is in very much pain now, and he just straight up like backs up away from you, Theron, and you can choose to get an attack of opportunity if you wish. But he is like heavily wounded and kind of puts up his shield, but basically attempt. Well, actually, he's gonna use the disengage action. He's gonna actually disengage because I'm actually role playing it that way. That he is like putting up his shield defensively and walking back and says, "Oh, we need reinforcements." But he's gonna back up like basically off this map. I don't know if I can actually. I'm just gonna go ahead and X him out. So I fear. I don't know which one I actually rolled the initiative on. If I GM layer it, then it might get rid of it. The other one will like, "Oh, I'll take care of this bear." Man.
Okay.
Or 6 damage in your bear flank.
Is there a place to put that in?
I would just do. Technically, I probably do have it connected to your sheet, but just do it on the token for now. Figured out a way to do that. We probably also should have had you roll hit points, but we'll just do the average for now.
Okay.
Every time you morph, you could probably roll hit points.
Oh, yeah. It's a new creature. I think we were doing that for the polymorph, too.
Yeah. I just forgot this time, but the average is there's a baseline.
What's the 11?
The AC.
Okay. Should I change the green
Yes.
circle?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Click on the green and then just minus. You can just type -6. And then it is your turn.
I will attempt to grapple him.
Is it just strength versus strength?
Or no, sorry. Five feet. So, okay, yeah, I'll grapple him. Yes. It's a strength check.
I believe so. It might be athletics if you have athletics.
It's the same.
Okay. Bear is pretty strong. Can
Yep.
the man wrestle a bear? No, he
Ugh,
can't.
yes.
Alright, you've got this either grappled in your jaws or in a paw. Either way you want. You've got a hold of him.
Okay, and I can still move.
You can still move. You have your full
Okay,
movement.
so my
In fact, you have multi-attacks, so you technically have another attack too. That only takes one of your attacks, I believe.
okay. I'm going. So it says here my speed is actually halved, just so you know. Unless the creature is 2 or more sizes smaller than you.
Oh, if you're okay. Interesting.
Well, I mean, whatever. I'm going to jump into the pit.
You are jumping into the pit. Okay.
Yes.
That escalated quickly. Yeah.
With the guard.
The pit is 15 feet down, so you will take some
Yes.
falling damage.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you want to try to angle it where he will also like fall, or how do you want to?
Basically, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll have him take some damage too.
That'll probably be a roll. So I'm gonna make you roll to try to basically have him take the brunt of the falling damage, if not all of it.
Bear land on him.
Yep. This is gonna be bad news
It's
for
gonna go
him.
splat.
Roll a either strength or acrobatics or athletics, basically any of those.
Okay, I'll do a
As you
check.
literally try to like leap off. You
Alright.
you grab him and kind of roll your way over and hop over the rope and then pin him down underneath a paw and just shove him down, and he falls and you fucking fall right on top of him and just knock the wind out of his oh. So he takes some damage and then he is very much prone.
I look at the raptors and roar.
But you still have speak with animals on, so you could. Your bear
Yeah.
could let out a raptor voice.
Okay, in that case, I just say feast.
The bear makes raptor sounds.
It is disquieting.
The rap. Okay, are you like holding him out, or what are you doing with him? Like,
It's quite the disturbing sight. Yeah, I mean, I just have him pinned down and just gonna let him go at it.
so you've got you still have him grappled, and you just said feast, essentially.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. The rest is gonna be fucking
You-
crazy. The raptors are now very excited. And they fucking run over and just leap. One of them just fucking leaps on this guy's face and just he goes ah! This fucking blood curdling scream from this man. And the other one comes out and just like grabs onto his torso. This man just gets fucking torn apart. Are you still holding him down this whole time? Oh god, no! This is so
Fade to black. Fade to black.
this is so fucked.
No.
Alright, you eventually release him when he stops thrashing, and they are still alive when they begin to eat you. That guard is done so. Just absolutely horrifying as these raptors essentially are busy consuming him this round. Mannix. At this point, this just fucking screams like crazy, and everybody, very few people. I'm not gonna move the tokens, but very few people are sticking around. Undro actually covers her mouth. Goes, oh my god.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought you. I'm sorry.
The only other lawful good person we have.
Yeah.
Oh
Mannix
man.
is gonna run up the railing, just very confused about what's going on down here. And he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna wrap the one end of his rope around just one loop around a post, toss the other rope down there. He's gonna yell down, "Baron, I think that's you. If it is, it's time to get the hell out of here. Things are going to shit."
Yeah. Undro will be
And
like,
with
that's.
the rope down. That's pretty much.
She kind of comes up, like, that would be a good idea. I don't. This is awful. Oh my god. She leans over and is like, is that man okay?
He's gonna be just fine.
He was guilty.
He's just doing his job.
Hey, I warned him if he messed with the raptor trainer, he was gonna end up
yeah.
in the pit.
Yeah. I think that was actually. I think the one you warned is the one that retreated. That's the guy that just. That's the guy that just walked up and just had the worst fucking day of his life.
Yep.
He'll never go home. His 3 children will starve.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 6 kids. You monsters.
Raptors to be put down.
Yeah. So technically there are raptors down there, but they are busy eating the guard. So Assuming Theron, you are gonna try to get the hell out of here.
I don't think. I assume bears can't climb ropes, but can he? Can a bear? He does have a climbing speed. Can he climb out of the pit?
He has
a climbing
He has a
speed,
climbing
really?
speed.
There's a ladder.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a
13,
ladder.
30 feet.
Wow.
Can bears climb ladders?
He does have a
I
climb
mean,
speed.
yeah, there's a
All right.
ladder right down there too.
Yeah, I would probably let you like climb, leap, whatever. I mean, you're a large fucking bear. You could probably
Yeah,
just get out of there.
It's just
Oh.
And I like the visualization of
climbing
Mannix,
trees.
like throwing this rope down there, and the bear just fucking like does this climb, jump up to the side. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, pull the rope back up.
Yeah, when I get out of the pit, I just stand up at my full height next to Mannix, staring down at him.
Dear God, man, I don't like this at all.
This is
And
what it's gonna
just-
look like on our wedding night.
Roar to him the loudest possible roar
Oh,
possible.
God.
do the T-Rex with the thing falling down.
Yeah.
All right, you all do notice several
At the distraction.
several guards are still running down the other length of the run, and now at this point, yeah, there's like screams, and you guys are kind of in a very very conspicuous location here. So I'm interested, how are you going to try to get the hell out of here?
I want a dark alleyway.
At this point, I will go ahead and throw you out of initiative.
I mean, as a big bear, can I just barrel through people? Mine for
Just run out of town into the woods.
I'm more bear than man now. You
Yeah,
guys are
I mean,
about
I guess
right
I just
there.
I'm following Kalessa's right there. Maybe run to the north and try to get lost in the alleys up there between those buildings.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if we can get in and get hot, there's nothing we're gonna be able to do about it.
Right. That's also the direction I sent that guy. So maybe we'll find him up there. I don't know.
Okay, you all basically just dash, essentially. Are you staying in bear form?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite direction of them to see if the guards follow me.
Okay. Kaless.
I'm just a random ass bear coming here.
I mean, if there's one thing people remember from this thing, it is that they are screaming bear, bear, bear.
We can throw Undrill on his back, and him and Undrill can just.
Undrill is not having that at all.
No.
She's like, fuck no.
I don't want you guys with me.
Okay.
All right,
Do they have
Theron.
Bears at Schultz? I don't know. Is this a foreign thing? to them?
Bears are people have heard of bears, I'm sure, but
Okay.
no, bears are generally not found in the jungle.
Probably just tell Undrill, make your way back to the inn.
Some kind of
You'll be
hairy
safe there.
dinosaur. She's sticking with you guys for now. She seems very worried and was like, "Oh dear, is this what usually happens with you?"
God, I
With you
can't
all?
get rid of it.
I don't know. We just met the other day.
We've known each other for
Oh,
11
God.
days.
Oh dear, what a crew I've been saddled with.
Yeah.
I tried to warn you, lady.
All right, Theron, where are you going to try to run towards? You're basically running this way, and there's like just
Yeah.
people like screaming whenever you get close, and like people are. You don't have to barrel in. They're like basically opening. The bear's opening paths in front of you, essentially. But this is like
This
Go ahead.
This is the tent city, right?
Yes, very much so. There's tents and poor
So it's
buildings,
pretty,
and yeah.
So lots of people
And these are the
do-
ziggurats that are just full of all kinds of like tents and makeshift buildings and all that, like homesteads.
Basically, my plan is to turn a corner or something at some point. Hopefully, during a time when no one's seeing me, and those transfer back into dwarf form.
Do
Try
a
to-
born identity. A car
Yeah.
passes and you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blend-
It's just a dwarf walking along the street.
Okay, you do that, and yeah, you manage to turn a spot where you think nobody's watching, and you beast form, and you come out, and people are like, we saw a bear! Did you see it?" It seems to be.
It wasn't me. And I keep walking.
Why would you even think that? What? No.
No,
It doesn't make any sense at all.
How dare you?
a bear. Where? You better get out of here.
All right, you can definitely gain a point of inspiration, although I think
Yeah.
You already have
Already
one. Yeah.
Thanks, though.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've reached a good timing stopping point. You guys can re-find each other. At some point, the two men do. The one man does find you. The one you rescued. At least finds the other ones of you that weren't the bear running off that way. And thanks you immensely, and says he was falsely accused. He definitely never stole anything. It was just a case of mistaken identity.
Sure.
Yeah. and Manix, I'm not gonna make you roll. Like, you think he's pretty like legit also, and they seem pretty like yeah, thank you so much. And oh my gosh, we didn't mean for anyone to get hurt. This was so like they're thanking you, but they're also very worried for like you all and everything.
Well, I don't know about that guard, but beyond that, it went well.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want, you can ask about that halfling merchant person, and they do say that they have seen somebody like that because halflings are not super common in this city, and that he's been coming in and out of this side right here of the ziggurat, like right around that area. They kind of point you to like a specific area to check out.
Gotcha.
And obviously, I will point that again for next section.
I will take any donations you'd like to make for the job we
Yeah. They the one guy nods to the other one. He's like, "Oh yes, of course," and he hands you this purse. It's like, "Oh please, it's all we have, but it's definitely worth it. Thank you so much." And
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pour half of it into my hands and give the rest back. So, half of what you got sounds fair to me.
Okay. You pour half of it out, and it comes to 15 silver pieces.
Jesus. All right.
These,
well,
neither of them look like this is not they're not merchants or anything. They look like they are like day laborers or something.
Oh, well, it's what they can afford. All right, there's 3 of us, so 5 silver apiece. The 3 of us were involved in it.
That's fine. I'm not with you guys, so you guys can split it between the 2 of you.
Okay. It's like 7 gold.
Silver.
Silver, right. Silver. Yeah, I would like gold.
Yes, I would.
Right.
Spent a lot of money today. I can use some.
Yeah. That was amazing. I'm glad I was privy for that. Whole sequence. Fantastic. I think that's all the time we have.
I'm very curious as to how we were supposed to handle that.
No, there is no supposed to. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Great.
This is Dungeons and Dragons. It could go any way. We're rolling with it. I love it. Thank you to, let me make sure who I have here, Chris, Heather, and Reese for playing. Thank you to our wonderful fans for watching. Go to roguewatson.com for recaps, patreon.com/roguewatson if you'd like to support my channel. Live streaming our D&D adventures every week, and we'll see you next time, hopefully with a full crew.